Official SaharTV, bringing fire to the beat. Official SaharTV, official SaharTV. Let's go. Protect the Jews, fight the lies, can't you see? Debunk the hate, bring the peace, we're the key.
Hello. How are we doing? I love you too. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys. Thank you. How you doing? Just got a haircut. It's official SaharTV, bringing unity. Shabbat Shalom, ladies and gentlemen. Shabbat Shalom. Almost over. Thank you for being here. Wow. Thank you so much for being here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. How I'm doing? I'm doing terrific. Thank you for asking. Wow. What a week. I'm busting my ass for you guys. Busting my ass. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, nice to see you live. I watch you every day. Thank you so much. I used to go live way more than I do now, but unfortunately, I don't really have the time to do it now, but I'm trying to get back into it. Guys, it's so amazing to see a lot of you. The Puerto Rican Jew is here. Hold on. No. The Puerto Rican Jew. Thank you so much, guys. Guys, for the people who don't know, who say, why do you do this on Shabbat? I'm not in Israel. I'm in the United States. It's still not Shabbat for me. That's why I'm doing this. And just got a haircut. Hope you like it. I never knew you also go live. Yes. I used to go live a lot. I used to do debates on Omi TV. Now we have You Mingle. And I try to show you the way I debate, the way I try to confront these people. And it's amazing to have a lot of you guys here. Thank you. I see that Nick Matau is blowing up on YouTube. I'm so happy for him. He's this guy, I've seen him ever since I started doing these types of debates. I joined TikTok and his username was, I think, Dania Ryder. I think that was his username. He's been doing it for 2-3 years before me. This guy is unbelievable. He memorizes dates and locations and leaders' names. Unbelievable person. So make sure you follow Nick Matau. I'm a huge supporter. You should support him as well. Yeah. All right. I want to get right into it because we don't have a lot of time. So let me just change my... Okay. Let me just see that the sensor works. Oh, it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? I'm going to be in Israel the week of the 4th till the 8th. Well, you're going to love it. If it's your first time, you're going to love it. Really. Wow. I miss Israel, guys. I miss Israel. What about Sahar versus Hamza round 2? I'm down for it. But I don't think he's down for it. So I don't know. We have to wait. Chris Loxley loves you. Can you say big up Chris? I don't know how to say this. Lennis Luxley? I just said it. Who is this? Guys, yeah, Nick Matau does know his stuff. I just need to understand why it's not displaying the censor button. So let me just fix this. Hold on. It's his 50th time. Good. Wow, you're going to love it. Just a sec. We have a source scene. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. I don't know why it's like this. I'm trying to get the censor button to work so it's not displayed all the time because there's a bunch of dicks on Omi TV. And if people happen to see it, it's not good. It's not good, guys. Just a sec. Let me try and figure this out. Sorry, it's actually happening on stream. Scenes. Overlays. Let's see if there's anything here. Okay, widget. No. You know what? Let's just do this. Okay, I'll just do this. Okay. Let's see.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm very good. Where are you from?
I'm all right. This is great quality.
Thank you. Yeah, there's a good camera behind behind the screen. So yes.
You look not real.
Maybe it's because I'm fake.
You're fake.
Yes, I was generated by the Mossad to try and confront
Can you look like this?
I can't do this.
Right.
What do I need to do? Tell me again.
This.
How does this prove that I'm real or fake? Like, I don't understand. What does it prove?
Well, just to see if it's your actual face.
Sorry, I'm not programmed to do this.
Right.
No, just kidding. I'm real. What do you mean? I'm just not flexible.
Right.
Are you from Costa Rica?
Yeah.
It says we both like Israel. Why do you like Israel? Okay. How you doing? Well.
Got someone. I think I know this fella. I think I've seen clips of you, huh?
And you love me, huh?
Well, I wouldn't say love, but I wouldn't also say hate. More of a
neutral type of guy.
There you go.
Tell me why.
Well, I mean, support Israel, don't you? And you're a Zionist. And
well, first and foremost, I'm Jewish.
First
and foremost, I'm Jewish. And yes, I support Israel. I'm Israeli.
Yeah, and you support like the occupation of Gaza, the West Bank, and so forth. And you probably
occupation
believe
of Gaza,
Israel.
Hold on, didn't we leave Israel? Didn't we leave Gaza in 2005?
Okay, but for now, that's the thing.
Yeah, for now, because they invaded Israel on October 7th and raped our girls and killed our people. That's why we're there.
You knew all about that. You knew all about that plan.
100.
But you let it happen anyway, so you could have an excuse.
Hold on, just one second.
You
said something false.
You already do.
Just a second. You said something false. You said in the occupation of Gaza. We left Gaza in 2005 for peace.
Yeah.
They didn't want peace. They elected Hamas as their governing authority, and they started firing rockets, thousands of rockets to Israel since 2007, all the way until 2023. So what makes you think that these are candidates for peace? Because they're not.
Well, I think October 7th happened because Netanyahu knew about it.
Beautiful. I don't care what you think. Nothing on the ground proves that he knew about it. I don't care what you think.
You don't think he knew about it.
I mean, you are speculating.
The so-called Mossad, the so-called greatest secret agents in the world.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't care about speculations. I want to see hard evidence on the ground. Can you prove that?
Of course I can't prove it. You think I'm in the Israeli intel?
So you can prove that. Please make claims that you can prove.
But it's a justifiable opinion to know that they wanted to occupy Gaza, and they had an excuse for it because October 7th happened.
Got you. So why would we leave Gaza in 2005 just to go back in there in 2023?
I literally just said it for now. During 2005 at that
Brother,
time.
You're not making any sense.
Yes.
How you doing?
Oh, hi,
Whoa, brother.
How are you?
Hold on just one second. I have to skip you because I'm on stream. People are watching you.
It's nice that you tell me.
I don't want to risk you.
Thank you for honest. To be honest.
If you want, you can stay here. I want you to stay. I want you to talk to people and for them to listen to you. I think you're a good guy.
I can talk with you, but not with political because I don't want to go into jail tonight.
See, going to jail by who? By the Israelis?
Yeah.
Why? We talked before, and you said some pretty nice things. You said you don't support
Yeah,
Hamas,
yeah.
but listen,
Yeah, but I can't talk in political things. You know, bro.
I do know, so I'm gonna skip you, okay?
Like as you want. Nice to meet you.
Bye bye.
If you want to say anything with not political, you are welcome.
I can't. The whole thing is political.
Okay.
How you doing?
Hello. Hi, I'm well. How you keeping?
What?
How are you keeping? How are you keeping?
I'm keeping. Yes, I'm keeping good. I don't know how to respond to that.
It's lovely to meet you, Sahar.
Oh, you know who I am?
Of course I do. I'm a big fan, and I'm very pro-Israel. I've been pro-Israel since I was 12. I'm 30 now.
Are you Indian?
Yup.
Love my Indian crowd. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for speaking to me, and thank you for supporting.
Always, always.
Why? Why are you supportive of Israel? Why do you understand the issue?
All right, so it's a bit of a story, but I'll walk you through it very quickly because I know you like trolling people. And so, long story short, I read about the Holocaust for the first time when I was 12. So, my mom had this little anthology of short stories called The Heroes of the Holocaust. All right, I had no idea what the Holocaust was, but it really piqued my interest. So, it's essentially an anthology of short stories about 6 teenagers who helped Jews during the Holocaust. And that got me really invested in the subject. So I went back and I did my research on it from A to Z, read about all the concentration camps, about the atrocities that were committed against the Jews by the prison guards, Dr. Joseph Mengele, this, that, and the other. And it broke my heart. And then on my 13th birthday, my dad gifted me Anne Frank's diary. All right. And she was 13 when she started writing it. And I was a writer myself. I still am. And in her diary, she speaks about how she felt really misunderstood by her friends because they couldn't quite get her depth. And I could relate to that on a very deep and personal level. And she had a lot of the same dreams that I still do have, like that is to grow up, travel the world, study languages. And it genuinely hurt so bad to see that her promise to the world was tragically cut short. Mine hasn't been, clearly, because I came to Ireland from India. I've been traveling the world for the last couple of years. I have a very supportive family. And she could have had that life as well, but she didn't. And then between the ages of 13 to 17, I continued my research on the subject matter. And I watched Schindler's List, once again recommended by my dad, The Pianist, then The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, Red Knight by Elie Wiesel. And with each book, with each film, I don't know, my love for the Jewish community just kept growing, and for their resilience, my admiration, it was just off the charts. Then when I was 17, as a part of my world history paper, we covered the Arab-Israeli conflict. And I will say one thing about the Indian education system. It was a very objective retelling of the entire narrative. It didn't take any sides, didn't say one side was better than the other, but the fact that it was just so clinical gave me a wider perspective on why Israel needs to exist. And going back to, I have a very hazy recollection, but then 1948, 56, 67, 73, like every single war that Israel has been a part of has been defensive, not offensive. All right. And so when October 7th took place,
where do you think it stems from? Where do you think these wars, what do you think that they stem from?
From the fact that, and it breaks my heart to say this, but I feel like
you think it's about land, or you think it's about religion?
I think it's about the fact that people don't want the Jewish people to exist. And I feel like the propaganda that's being perpetuated today, there are striking parallels between what Joseph Goebbels did in the 30s. And now I feel like every other person is a fucking Joseph Goebbels. And every time I see people screaming shite, like from the river to the sea, it actually makes me want to cry. And I don't know.
You can just change the ending, and then you're gonna feel better. From the river to the sea, Israel is all you see.
I know, yes, I know. That's what I
And then
keep
you're
telling
good.
myself. But it's like when I see good people, like good, fundamentally decent people buying into all of this nonsense, I don't know.
You know, it's not difficult to buy into all of this nonsense when your entire social media feeds are displaying emotionally appealing videos and photos. Like, I don't blame the people who fell victim for it, but that's why there's people like myself, like the traveling clad, who, by the way, everybody thinks is Indian, but he's not Indian. He's Iraqi. He's Jewish. That's why we are here. We're trying to fight this propaganda war and try to show the objective truth. Nick Matau, another person that I appreciate and value. That's why we're here. So yes, it is saddening to see, but this was the agenda all along, to try and demonize Israel, to dehumanize Israel, to separate Israel from the rest of the world. So then people find it legitimate to say that, yeah, let's destroy Israel. But if you want to destroy a country because it was taken from the original indigenous population, let's talk about Pakistan. What's going on with Pakistan? Why nobody discredits the existence of Pakistan? You know how many millions of people died in the process? You know how many millions
On
of people
both
died in the
sides. On both sides, in fairness. On both sides.
yeah, on both sides. But if Pakistan would not have been created and it would have remained just India, you know, the whole India, you would have had millions of people still living today, but nobody discredits Pakistan. And so I just find it weird that the only Jewish state in the world is being, you know, called out and is being criticized, unlike any other country around the world. 1,000 plus
Forget
resolutions
Pakistan.
from the UN.
Forget
1,000 plus.
Pakistan. Forget Pakistan. Transjordan was, turned into an independent state in 46, if memory serves right. Why is nobody talking about that? And Bangladesh, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but Bangladesh was formed out of India in 70. Actually, no, it was East Pakistan until 72. And Indira Gandhi, the only female prime minister of India, is considered the midwife to the birth of the state of Bangladesh.
Mm-hmm.
Why does nobody delegitimize Bangladesh as a nation?
Nobody cares. Because nobody cares.
Nobody cares, but also it's because nobody resents Bangladeshis or Pakistanis like they resent the Jewish people. And honestly, what you said about the emotions, it's right, because I'm invested in the Jewish question and in Jewish identity because I came to it from such an emotional place. It's because I read Anne Frank when I was at a very formative stage, and I feel like the facts followed later on. But then, got my heart through the emotions. And same with veganism. So I'm vegan. I've been vegan for the last 10 years, and it came from my love for animals. But then the facts followed later about its environmental and health benefits, But I don't know. I feel like that's what's essentially missing from the means in which, Israel does its storytelling. Because I love the Jewish people, and one of the reasons I love the Jewish people is because they suck at being disingenuous. You guys are probably the most real motherfuckers in the world, and I love that. I love people who are real because I'm a very real person. I can't pretend for shit. I just can't. The expression "wear one's heart on one's sleeve." No, I wear my heart on my face. I'm a bloody emoticon. I'm a walking emoticon, dude. Anyway, so Jewish people are like me in that they're very, very real. And they suck at propaganda. They suck at twisting lies and, twisting the narrative and perpetuating lies. I think that's the main issue. I feel like if you guys did infuse your stories with a little more emotion, because nobody knows about Kafir and Ariel Bibas. I think about the Bibas boys every single fucking day, But everybody knows about Hind Rajab.
Right.
I feel like you guys should amplify the stories more.
Let me just explain to the people watching, because it's a stream.
Okay.
The Bibas family was taken inside Gaza on October 7th. The mother was killed by Hamas. The two children were killed by Hamas, Kfir and Ariel Bibas. And then they blamed it on the Israelis that it happened because of an airstrike. But after an examination that took place, we realized that they were suffocated. The kids were strangled. With Hamas, with terrorist hands, and then they tried to flip it on the Jews. Also, when they brought back the caskets, like the boxes with the bodies, with the remains inside, the first time it wasn't even Shiri Bibas, it was just a random person from Gaza. That's how sick they are. They're sick. And nobody knows about them, but everybody knows about Hind Rajab. Nobody talks about the driver in the front. Nobody knows that Hind Rajab was not even the target. It's just collateral damage that happens in every war. But you're right. We suck We suck at spreading the propaganda the way they do it because they're so good at appealing to the emotional side, which always gets people on their side all the time.
I know, but it's like, I feel like one of the reasons I love the Jewish people so much is because I came into it from an emotional perspective. Emotions are powerful. They're a powerful fucking tool. And then, what else? Oh yeah, I will be visiting Auschwitz towards the end of May, just to pay my respects. Oh, no, I will be going.
But
and I've been to the Anne Frank
You have
house
not been
already.
to Auschwitz.
Huh?
You have not been to Auschwitz.
No, but I will be going. I will be going.
It's a very difficult experience. I wish that in the future they're going to integrate some sort of like a hologram experience because it's incredibly difficult to rationalize. How do you say rationalize the situation that happened there, because you can't grasp it. You know, they show you shoes, but you can't connect it to the millions of people that were there, to the hundreds of thousands of people. It's impossible. So I really hope that in the future they actually connect some sort of a hologram system to actually allow people to relive this horrific moment. But you're gonna love it. You're gonna hate it at the same time, and I can't believe you're going. Thank you for going.
Oh no, I already went to the Anne Frank house, so I was there 2 years back. And oh, let me show you something. Please don't skip. Actually, wait. This is a replica of Anne Frank's diary. I have it here in my bookshelf.
Yes.
Here you go. And here is A Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl. And then, yeah, just a bunch of other books. Like, here's my Guru Cave, whatever. Then, what else? Yeah, I also visited a few places in Budapest, like the Shoes Along the Danube. Went there. And I went to the synagogue there, then also the Raoul Wallenberg Memorial. It's very close to my heart. It is a cause that's very close to my heart. This and veganism, both.
Beautiful. Listen, I want to go to the next person because I want to confront some people as well. But I think you're very nice, and thank you for being so lovely and smiley and everything. And I really appreciate your support, and I hope you keep supporting. And
I always will.
thank you so much.
I'm Israel Chai.
I'm Israel Chai. Thank you. How you doing?
Hey, what's happening, bro?
How you doing?
I am wonderful. Every day Hashem wakes me up is a blessed day.
You're Jewish.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, brother. Are you getting a lot of hate on this app?
Of course. I follow you, by the way.
Thank you so much for following.
Yeah.
What kind of hate are you getting?
On this app, well, I get everything. I get screamed at and all kinds of stuff. A lot of times I have my kippah on, so I'm,
You have a kippah? I can't see it.
Yeah, I don't have it on right now.
Ah, you don't have it.
Yeah, it's literally like right inside the door. But
No, trust. I believe you. I believe you. I saw the necklace. I saw the T-shirt. I believe you. Trust me. Mine is too small, but it's also something. You're in the United States?
Yeah.
Don't get discouraged. It's only the beginning. It's only the beginning.
Oh, I know. I'm not worried about it. Doesn't bother me at all.
Good. Oh, what do you do? Like debates? You debate people about the topic?
Only if they are so ignorant enough to allow me to school them.
I love that. I love that. Beautiful. Listen, I'm gonna go to the next person because I'm trying to find people to debate, and you're on my side. So thank you so much.
Shabbat shalom. I'm Israel Chai.
Shabbat shalom. I'm Israel Chai. How you doing?
You support Israel?
Of course. What do you mean?
Fuck you, fuck Israel.
Beautiful, deep conversation. How you doing? How you doing?
What's going on, brother?
How you doing?
How's it going? I think I know you.
You think you know me?
I think I know you.
Am I seeing the Iranian flag in the back?
You do. I've seen you on Armin and Goldie's stream before, I believe. And then I subscribed to you. Yeah.
Great. I was also on the Tusi show, on the Mar Tusi stream.
Oh, were you?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I must have missed that one. Nice, man.
Yeah,
nice,
it was brief. It was brief. We talked about Israel. Didn't really talk about Iran. I wanted to interview him, but he was swamped. Yeah. But yeah, I love the Iranian people. You guys are awesome. Really. Awesome.
Well, we appreciate that, man. Most of the world hates us right now, so we appreciate any support that
we don't hate you. And just the same people that hate you also hate us. So we have a common enemy. And by the way, most of that hatred comes from, I mean, in my opinion, from the Islamists of the world. So don't feel discouraged or anything like that. We get the same hate, and it just gets us closer, you know? The Jews have never been closer. You're trying to divide us? We're closer than ever. Same with the Iranians. I'm so happy for the elimination of Ali Khamenei. Disgusting piece of shit. Disgusting piece of shit. I wanted to ask you, what do you think about Reza Pahlavi? You think he's a qualified leader for the current state of Iran, the current country of Iran?
Absolutely, man. Javid Shah. That's the only option that we have. So keep in mind, I was born in Iran. I lived there till I was 10. So I live in America now. I left Iran when I was 10 years old. But I remember it like it was yesterday. You know, like I've experienced that oppression. I know exactly what we're dealing with. And also,
can you share with me what kind of oppression you felt?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of my first memories ever in my life was my grandmother getting sprayed by acid by the IRGC on a motorcycle because her hijab wasn't on properly to their liking, you know? And unfortunately, like for me and my whole family, like religion has been completely ruined for me. So like most of my family grew up atheist because at the same time, you know, we view religion as the sign of oppression for us. So a lot of people were mad at Iranians for burning the masjids and the mosques in Iran. Though that's the symbol of oppression for us. It's not to disrespect other Muslims or whatever. I don't care. That's what oppressed us. They killed us under the name of Islam. So we don't like it. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? So, and again, we're very different from the Arabs. A lot of people don't even know Iranians. We're not Arabs. We have nothing to do with the Arab countries. Like we don't share the same culture. Our culture goes back thousands of years. You know that 2,500 years ago, back to Cyrus the Great.
Right.
You know, we helped you guys out. You know what I mean?
For sure.
We go back. That relationship goes back thousands of years.
Some Jews even claim that Cyrus the Great was the first Zionist, the first to allow the Jews to live back on their ancestral homeland. So yeah.
I mean, he was technically. Right? I mean, he technically was. He helped, you know, send him back to build the second temple. So, you know,
I also talked to somebody from Iran, and he told me that the reason why a lot of mosques were destroyed in Iran by the Iranians was because a lot of the Basij, a lot of their bases, and a lot of the places where they torture the people was inside the mosques. So it's not only about the religious aspect. It's also, I agree. A lot of people mention that these kinds of mosques are the signs of oppression you're talking about. So continue.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's where they hide their weapons. That's where they hide their food. So, you know, I know they burned 500 mosques and the whole Arab world is pissed at us, but they have to also understand that, like, hey, man, we're trying to get this cancer out of our country. You know, this has been around for 47 years. Our culture is thousands of years old. We were Zoroastrians. We have nothing to do with this. It was a peaceful religion. You should know. I mean, going back, you know, when Shah was around, there was plenty of Jews in Iran, and they were welcome. They went to school with us. There was no issues.
What? 100%.
You know, when I went to school in Iran, man, they had an Israeli flag at the entrance of our school to step on, and an American flag. And you'd be surprised how many people make the effort to walk around it, including myself. You know, so I just want. I don't know. You know, I'm sure most of your audience probably already knows this, but please do your due diligence. Like, not all Iranians hate America or hate Israel. 80% of us have no problem with Israel or America. In fact, we support it. Unfortunately, it's just the IRGC that's the symbol of Iran right now. That's typically what you see across your TV screens. And honestly, shame on the left, man. Shame on the left for siding with the IRGC. Also shame on the
right. Sorry, it's also shame on the right. The right and the left are shaking their hands together to try and divide the world into different categories. And we have people like Dave Smith and a bunch of other conservative commentators who are trying to make this thing about Israel and not about the Iranian people and not about the risk that the IRGC is actually posing on the Gulf countries around them. So also shame on the conservative right, on some people from the conservative right that are trying to change the narrative. But I have a question for you. You said that the Arab world is pissed, with Iranians burning down about 500 mosques in Iran. Why don't you think those same Arabs are pissed with the thousands of churches that are being destroyed annually by Islamists all across Africa, all across Europe? I mean, they're mysteriously getting burned. Why do you think they're not pissed about that?
Because they don't give a shit about Christianity. It's actually hilarious, man, because I mainly do this. I just started doing this because, I know Tal, I discovered his channel and I was like, oh shit, let me go on Umingle because I'd love to understand the perspective from the Arab world better. So I match with a lot of Arabs here. As soon as they see the flag, they curse me out, wish death on me, wish cancer on my family. It's like all kinds of awful things. And I ask a lot of them. A lot of them are like, "Oh, well, how you're a warmonger? You're against your own people. You're validating them attacking your country." And they start to pretend to care about the Iranian people. And that's when I ask them, I'm like, "Hey, in January and February, thousands of us, I would say over 50,000, definitely. And the numbers that are coming out, man, I wouldn't be surprised if it's over 100,000. You know, they killed us, a complete massacre. Not a single Arab nation said anything about it. I didn't see, what's his name, Cenk Uygur and the Young Turks, all these people that are now all of a sudden worried about Iranian lives. None of them gave a shit when it was our own people killing us. They didn't care when the Muslims did it. They only care when the Jews and Trump do it. That's the only thing that they care about. And that's what I have a problem with. The left pretends to give a shit about humanity and all. They don't care. Why are they only waving Palestinian flags? Where's Nigeria? Where's Iran? There's other countries going through shit. Why don't you talk about that? It only has to involve Israel because they dislike Israel so much. That's the only thing that they stand on. And it's not about the people. It's just to go against Israel. And that's my problem with it.
That's when a lot of Iranians actually started waking up, in my opinion, because some Iranians were actually on the Palestinian side before that. And they were like against the genocide and against human rights violation and oppression. But then all of a sudden, when it happened to their own people in Iran, they realized that the same people that were holding the Palestinian flag saying free Palestine or stop the oppression, all of a sudden they were silent for the Iranians that are suffering. So what is that selective outrage? I don't buy it. I don't. Yeah. So a lot of Iranians, and I've seen a lot of videos of people saying, I stood on your side when we were speaking against Israel, against the oppression, against the genocide, against the ethnic cleansing. Why aren't you with me? All of a sudden, their face was revealed. The true narrative was revealed. So this was never about human rights. This was never about, removing the genocide or stopping the genocide or the ethnic cleansing. This is about the destruction of Israel. The reason why they don't oppose the IRGC is because it's the main funder of the organizations around Israel that are trying to make it happen. Hezbollah in the north, Shia organization, the Houthis in Yemen, Hamas, the Shia militias in Iraq and Syria, all of them share a common goal of destroying Israel. That's why they don't oppose the IRGC, because they have the same goal.
Yeah, I remember Hezbollah when I was a kid, man. They used to have them in Iran. You know, this is like, when I see that yellow flag, it traumatizes me because that's my childhood. That's what I remember. You know, those checkpoints. Yep. You know, my family was completely against the IRGC growing up. So, you know, my father would drink underground. He would have his whiskey that he would get and, do all kinds of stuff. So when we would get checkpoints, even as a kid, my heart would be racing because I'm like, oh, my dad's drunk. Chances are, if he gets caught, they'll slaughter him right in front of me.
Because you're not allowed to be drunk. You're not allowed to be intoxicated in Islam.
Yeah, you're not even allowed to hold hands with women in Iran, which is, my mom, she got harassed for having nail polish. Now, right now, Iran is a little bit more lenient towards those things, but I'm talking about the early 90s. Early 90s, women, you had to have your hijab completely covered, no nail polish. So it's just, I don't know. I don't understand, man. And, I want to ask you this, because, you run you run into a lot of people here. Why is Pakistan so obsessed with Iran? And why do they try to involve themselves with, they have nothing to do with us. Like, I don't understand the obsession with Pakistan.
You're saying that they're siding with the IRGC?
Yes. Yeah, they love the IRGC. You should have seen the footage from Pakistan. They're over there beating the shit out of themselves for Ayatollah Khamenei. Like, I really don't understand it, man. And
well, a lot of a lot of Pakistanis dislike Israel because of their religion, because their religion tells them that. And let's put the fact that Iran is a mostly Shia Muslim country, right? It doesn't matter if one is Sunni, one is Shia. As long as they have the same enemy, they will shake hands and tell them, "Yallah, let's go." Let's go. If we have a common enemy, they also said that if Israel dares to attack Iran, then Pakistan will threat them with their nuclear weapons, right? I'm talking about Israel. It doesn't matter that they share different ideologies, different views of Islam, as long as they have one enemy, common enemy, and it's Israel, and it's the Jews, it's the Din Batil, it's the cancelled religion that took control of Al-Aqsa. Al-Aqsa, the third holiest site in Islam, which, by the way, was debunked many, many times. It's not the holiest site in Islam. It was made to be the holiest site in Islam. You're telling me that Muhammad traveled in a night journey all the way from Mecca to Jerusalem on a burak and nobody saw it? One night? Nobody saw it. Nobody witnessed it. Makes absolutely no sense. So the whole thing is an Islamic agenda. Nothing else. Nothing to do with land. That's why Pakistan is siding with them. That's why the Muslim countries are siding with them, because all of them are one ummah. All of them are one ummah, one nation, and they need to fight the common enemy, which is Israel, which is the West.
And unfortunately, I hate the fact that Iran is the face of Shia Islam, because that's complicated things for us so much. Where you have Afghanistan, you have Yemen, you have Iraq, the militias over there, and Pakistan, and all these countries where they now feel connected to us, and now they're raising the Khomeini and Khamenei signs. They have more signs of our quote unquote leaders than their own leaders in their country, and it really complicates the war, because not only are we fighting this IRGC, we have to fight 7 other surrounding countries that have this weird cultist, obsession with, Shia Islam. Let me ask you one last thing though, real quick.
Before you ask me, do you have a YouTube channel or a channel, social media, anything like that?
Yeah, you can follow me at planet.mondo on Instagram.
Planet.mondo?
Yeah, planet.mondo. So planet, and then just a simple dot, and then Mondo is Mondo.
It's for the people watching. I want them to follow you.
Yeah, no, please. I was actually thinking about starting my own YouTube channel to kind of do this, because I feel like, I love Goldie, I love Armin, I love Tusi, but I feel like we need more representation as far as Iranians in the diaspora.
100%. You should do this. Of course, you should do this. And I think you have a good background. The flag needs to be open a little bit more. I had to do this to see the flag, but I think you're going to be good at it. Of course. What do you mean?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I appreciate the support, man. Let me ask you one last question.
Please.
So I just ran into an Iraqi, right? And he was against Islam. And I asked him this. I was like, hey, man, we're one of the only countries that got colonized by the Arabs. We didn't lose our culture. We didn't lose our language. All of you lost your identity to Arabs. Why don't you want to take back your culture? Like, Iraq has one of the most significant histories in the world. Why would you want to identify as an Arab? They colonized you. You're not an Arab. The Arabian Peninsula, those are the real Arabs. They don't look at Egyptian as real Arabs. They don't look at Iraqis as real. They look at them as way beneath them. Palestinians, you think they give a shit about Palestine? They don't care about Palestine.
Nope.
They just hate Jews. That's all it is. They just use the Palestine as an excuse to come at Jews. They don't actually genuinely care about Palestine. It's disgusting to me, man. And I'm hoping the Middle East finally wakes up. And I know they sent some, weapons to the Kurds in Iraq, which I'm assuming it was the separatist Kurds, because the weapons obviously never made it to Iran.
I agree with you. I think that in order, like, they're talking about boots on the ground right now, right, in Iran, that something needs to happen in order to, first of all, dismantle this the IRGC, and also to take the uranium out of the IRGC's hands. Which, by the way, I just want to say, if the Shah would have been in power, I wouldn't have a problem with Iran having nuclear weapons. I really wouldn't, because we wouldn't get the same rhetoric, the same threats. But I think that the Kurds that are in northwest Iran, right? You're in northwest Iran, really close to Iraq, and also in Iraq. I think there should be some sort of an opposition force against the Islamic Republic of Iran to change the direction of the AK-47s going from the Basij and the IRGC towards the people. Because it doesn't matter how many rockets we get rid of and how many nuclear weapons we get rid of. At the end of the day, there's people in there that are getting weapons directed at them. We need somebody to change the direction of the weapons. We need somebody to take control over the narrative inside Iran. If they don't have rockets, the people are still going to be oppressed. They're still going to be shot. And we don't want that. I don't want that. Because if I'm thinking about the safety of my country, the safety of your country and of your people, you need to take the narrative back. You need to be ruling your own country and not this disgusting Islamic organization. Once that happens, in my opinion, there's going to be stability in the Middle East. Nobody's going to be sponsoring Hamas other than Qatar, which I hate. Nobody's going to be sponsoring Hezbollah. Nobody's going to be sponsoring the Houthis. And I believe it's going to be a lot more stable. So yeah, the Kurds need to do something. The Kurds or the Baluchis in the southern part of Iran.
Yeah, and keep in mind, so the Kurds, for the most part, the ones that are in Iran, they identify as Iranian first, Kurds second. They're very prideful in being Iranian. So I don't want to, confuse people. All Kurds are not like this. I'm solely talking about the separatists that are in Iraq, Turkey, Syria. They want their own thing. They don't want to have anything to do with us.
Oh, you're talking about Kurdistan, like to create their own state.
Exactly. That's what they're looking for. They're not the ones in Iran. They're okay with being just Iranian. They just want their own freedom and just want to be, away from the umbrella of the IRGC. But at the end of the day, man, the only solution for this is to completely overthrow this regime, making deals and having a new. This is not going to work.
I agree.
Anybody can tell you this. That's in the Middle East.
I agree.
This is the most radicalized people. They don't give a shit. They will die for this. They love dying. I mean, look at them. They're begging to die. They love to be martyrs. So you can't scare people that are willing to die with bombs. You need boots on the ground. And I understand if America doesn't want to do. I completely understand that. Give weapons to the Iranians, to the right people, and let them handle it. I promise you, we have millions of us that will overthrow this regime. We just can't do it with fists. We need guns.
What do you do in regards to training? You have millions of people that are willing to fight and remove the IRGC, but they don't have proper military training. What do you do in that regards?
So if you give it to the Iranian people, I think it's going to start off with the Kurds first, because the Kurds, they're completely military trained.
Are you talking about the opposition forces?
Yeah. So if you start out with the Kurds, if they overtake, one portion of the country, we can start out from there and just move forward from there. But they need to overtake at least one city first. Once we liberate one, then the Shah can come and he can start an uprise. I know he's also put out a statement yesterday that he's willing to die for this. I'm like, yeah, dude, let's relax, because if you die, I don't know who else is going to replace you. So let's not send you to Iran as soon as the first city is liberated, because they're 100% going to try to assassinate him within hours. Like, that's factual.
Right.
So I don't know, man. I really hope that they just don't leave this regime breathing, because this, and again, for your guys' sake, man. I mean, you know this better than anybody else. They're going to aim for Israel as soon as they can. They're going to try to retaliate against Israel. And
can I ask you a question about what a pretty common claim that people make? They said that Ali Khamenei issued a fatwa about using nuclear weapons to against the enemy, but the situation on the ground, the 60% enriched uranium, the 400 kilograms of enriched uranium, that goes against the fatwa. So, and if the only person in Iran that actually makes the decisions and pulls all the strings is Ali Khamenei, how do you explain that?
It's all lies and propaganda, man. They will tell you anything you want to hear. You see the propaganda they're putting out right now with women without their hijab, painting missiles in pink and riding around in pink Hummers and Jeeps. They're trying to make it look like, oh, look, the women are happy here. They're driving around in Barbie cars and with missiles. It's all propaganda, man. Women do not have freedom in my country. This is all lies.
I believe you.
They tell U.S. and the foreign lands whatever they want to hear to be left alone and left in charge. They're going to make up whatever lie they can to get away with it. As soon as America leaves, within a year or two, it's going to be back to the same shit. That's why they have to leave. And there's going to be a civil war in Iran probably for a decade. Because again, it is 10-20% of the country. So we're talking 15-20 million supporters. So I'm sure they have weapons. There is going to be a long civil war between Iranians, which needs to happen. And myself, man, I have family in Iran. I haven't been able to go back to Iran in 27 years. My father died in Iran. I have plenty of family that died in Iran that I can't even go visit their grave. I'm one of those people that as soon as I'm able to go back to Iran, I'm boots on the ground myself, because it's my duty as an Iranian. I don't have a kid. I can risk it to go back. I just physically cannot enter my country right now. But as soon as I can, as soon as it's fairly cleaned up, I will volunteer personally to go there as soon as I can. I'll sell this house. I'll take this money and invest it in Iran and try to rebuild it back up. And I will be there myself, along with thousands, if not millions of other Iranians, just like myself, across Europe, America, Canada, et cetera, that will go back to fight the good fight, because we need more of us over there. Because again, man, my people are very peaceful people. Like, if you saw the clips, they're smacking the Basij around. I'm like, no, you can't smack.
Sorry, my bad. No, you can. Of course you can. What do you mean? If this, and of course it's only a representation. If you've been oppressed by this organization for 47 years, yes, you can. To me, that is resistance. That is resistance. Sorry.
No, I'm saying do more. No. I'm saying don't smack them. You need to do more.
You're saying you can do more. Gotcha. Yes. So yeah, we align on that.
I'm saying they're too friendly. You can't smack these people around and teach them a lesson.
We align on that, but I just want to say that's how I know you truly love your country, because you can see all the Syrians who migrated to Germany and different parts of Europe. Assad is no longer in Syria.
Yeah.
Why don't you go back to Syria? Why are you staying in Europe? But you're telling me right here, I'm willing to sell my house. I'm willing to finance whatever and go back to Iran and fight with my people for my country.
Absolutely.
It shows me that you guys truly love your country. You're truly proud to be Iranian. And we can tell you're different than the Arabs. Don't think we for a second think that you're Arabs. You're the furthest thing from Arabs, and that's why I think that a regime change can work for you. And of course, it didn't work for the Iraqis because they're all in shambles. There's a bunch of different people in Iraq that don't really, align with one another, like Alawites and Kurds and a bunch of different other people. But for you, it's different. I truly believe that a regime change in Iran can change the future of the Iranian people, and it could hold for years, for hundreds of years.
Yeah,
because you guys are different.
Yeah, and we'll never go back, man. I mean, we've learned our lesson. We've had 47 years of this, and we don't want any more of it. We don't want a single second more of the IRGC in our country. And again, man, the reason why we're so prideful is because we never lost our identity. We're still very much aligned with our culture. We know our history. Whereas, Iraq, Syria, they identify as Arabs now. Where I'm like, dude, Syria and Iraq, you look at your history. Be proud of that. You guys were top leaders back in the day, thousands of years ago, granted, but still, that's your identity. Learn about your history, be prideful, go back to that, Whereas, Iranians, we're one of the only countries in the region other than Israel that didn't lose their language, We never lost our language. We still speak Farsi. I don't speak a word in Arabic. I have so many Muslims, salam alaikum. I don't even know what to say back to you because I don't speak the shit, dude. It's not my language. I'm not an Arab. My flag is lying in the sun. We have Allahu Akbar on the Iranian flag in Arabic. We're not Arabs. Why is there Arabic lettering on my country's flag? You know what I mean? Like, imagine if the Israeli flag just all of a sudden had Japanese lettering on it. You'd be like, why? Why is this a thing?
Yeah.
It's just very bizarre, man. But I hope to see a free Iran sometime this year, man. I'm telling you, man, I will match with you on here again on You Mingle live from Iran in a year or two.
Amen.
And I will remind you and I'll show it to you and I'll say, hey, man, I'm back in Tehran. And I stuck to my word. I sold my house. And all I have is this dog, man. As soon as this dog is gone, my little pug over here, I have nothing here that I can't leave behind to go back and save my people.
That's going to be the first time that a guy living in a Muslim country will be allowed to have a dog inside the house because, according to them, they're filthy, right? No angels can come into the house
now. We have dogs in Iran now, believe it or not. We just can't walk them outside, so people have to hide them, and it's very
well. Bizarre. Can you plug your channel name one more time, and please, make sure that you keep advocating for this. I'll support you, and I'll share you on my story. If I find the videos on my For You page or anything like that. So make sure plug it in again one more time so people can follow you.
Absolutely. So I don't have a YouTube channel yet, but I will create one in the next week or two. It'll probably be under the same name. So if you want to just follow me on Instagram.
Nope, not in the next week. You're gonna do it now. You're gonna do it today.
This weekend. I'll do it this
because
weekend.
now it's hot, and we need people like you. You speak really well. I want you to advocate for the Iranians.
It. But yeah, you can follow me on Instagram. It's probably the easiest way to get in touch with me. So it's just the word planet and then just dot and Mondo. Mondo is MONDO.
Planet.mondo. Let me just attach it on my
Exactly.
Hold on.
And once again, shout out to all the Americans and Israelis that help my people out. Thank you for standing with us. I know the whole world is questioning what you guys are doing, but again, they're not from the Middle East, so they don't understand what we've gone through. A lot of people give Israel shit for bombing hospitals and schools. People don't understand that unless you live in the Middle East. This is where they hide, man. This is literally what they do. They use human shields just to make it look like, oh, look, we're being attacked. They're killing our kids and children. No, you're putting your kids on the front lines. That's what you're doing. So what are they supposed to do? Just lay around and have you kill their kids because they don't want to kill any of your people? That's not going to work. You're at war, man. There's no rules in war. It's kill or be killed. So if you care about your people, don't use them as human shields. Same way Iran had hundreds of women and children lined up on the bridge as soon as Trump threatened to take out our bridges.
Human shields.
You have women. Yeah. It's disgusting. Who does this? That's savagery. It's literally the definition of savagery. It's brainwashing. It's a death cult. And I hope I see it end in my lifetime, man.
Amen.
It's
Planet.mondo, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to follow him. He's going to open a channel. Follow him on Instagram. And I'm sure that he's going to update you there. Thank you so much for being here, brother.
Absolutely, man. Pleasure as always, man. I appreciate you. Take care of yourself.
You too. Bye-bye. What a guy. How you doing?
Oh, shalom, מה קורה?
You support Israel?
כן, כן.
So listen.
אני אוהב ישראל.
I'm going to the next person because I've been speaking to pro-Israelis until now. I need to speak to people who oppose me.
Of course. לילה טוב.
לילה טוב.
Sit back.
Go fast. Don't let people see you.
Wait.
But I'm
How
streaming.
many
You have
people?
to know that I'm
How
streaming.
many people on the stream?
Right now, there's 500.
500. Oh, I'm going. So, how are you?
Listen, if we're not going to talk politics, it's better to skip now.
Okay, go for your question.
Really?
I'm gonna see it.
I'm going to ask you questions that are, I mean, they're going to put you at risk because I know your opinion.
Go. Don't care for me. Go.
October 7th, what do you think?
Bad thing.
Why?
Because we are suffering after it.
You were suffering. You were suffering after the October 7th attack? That's why you think it's bad.
Yeah.
Do you think it's got anything to do with the fact that Jews were killed?
Look, there is no war without people dying.
Okay.
That's what. No wars without people dying. So we have died. You have people died. That's something we cannot run from it.
But can you answer me this? Why don't I see people around the world, Muslims around the world, condemning, I mean, I see a few, but I don't see the majority of them condemning the acts of Hamas when they invaded and killed civilians, which then triggered the response of Israel going inside Gaza. Why don't I see people saying, yeah, what Hamas did in Israel is horrific. It should have never happened. That would have prevented the deaths in Gaza. But I only see them saying, oh, look what Israel is doing. If this is your claim, people die in war. I agree. But I see people condemning only Israel, not Hamas, not Gaza. Why?
I'll tell you why. If you're going to look, how many people died from Jewish people in October 7?
1,200.
1,200. After it, how many people from Palestine died? We are talking about civilians, not Hamas people.
How many?
Civilians.
Because Hamas never released the number of civilians and combatants. They just said everybody, 72,000, they said.
Look, when you say Israel is killing people in Gaza or Muslims, like what are you saying? Saying that, look, Israel is killing people in Gaza, and they don't say Hamas killing people in Israel. If you're going for it to see from our point of view, you will see how many kids die, how many women, how many old men died, just because there is a Hamas guy between them or Hamas guy near them. So they get die because there is a Hamas terrorist, as you say, near them.
So I have a question. I have a question. If Hamas would not have invaded Israel on October 7th and killed the 1,200 people that they killed, you know, and beheaded some people and killed children and babies, 48 kids died. Some of them were babies. 48 kids. If Hamas would not have invaded Israel on October 7th, how many people would be alive today in Gaza?
There is no war, so I don't know how many died in this war. In Gaza, maybe 70,000, something like this.
If they would not have invaded, if they would not have invaded on October 7th and triggered the response from Israel.
No one will die.
So why nobody complains about Hamas invading? Nobody complains about them. You are one of the fewer Palestinians that I've seen saying that what Hamas did was bad. Why don't I see people from the international world saying, you know what Hamas did was bad? That's the reason why people are dying in Gaza. If America would have been attacked the same way, they would have had 500,000 deaths. They wouldn't care about international view.
We have a weird saying here in Palestine. It says the big one eats the little one, the smaller one. It's something in habits we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
The big one eats the smaller one or the little one. So
who is the bigger one?
The bigger one is Israel.
Israel? A country the size of New Jersey is the bigger one?
I am talking with you like the point of view of Palestinians or the Muslim people around the world.
Okay.
So they see that, okay, Hamas go and they do what they do, and kill the people from Israel. Then what happens in Gaza? Like 170,000 dies people. Most of them are civilians, kids, something like this. So they
Most of
forget
them were
what
not
Hamas
civilians,
do,
though.
because
Most
what
of them were
Hamas
not
do
civilians.
just for 2 or 3 days, then Israel start bombing and invading Gaza and going for Gaza to fighting Hamas. So the people forget what happened in 7 October and just seeing what happening at the moment.
Mhm.
So if you look to Gaza, they are suffering, bro. You see,
But brother,
live in Gaza.
why are they suffering? That's the question that I asked you. Why are they suffering?
We are talking
Because of whose
of 7
actions?
October. Right, you are right. I'm telling you. But why the people of Gaza suffer because someone of Hamas or some of we are talking about did this. What did the civilians in Gaza do to happen this huge dying or this numbers to die while they are not with Hamas?
How do you know
While
they're not
they
with
are
Hamas?
not
Because I've seen so many
invaded
people,
with-
I've seen so many Gazans chanting and celebrating what happened on October 7th. They elected Hamas in the year 2006. So what do you mean what have they done? They have elected Hamas. And there's also overgrowing support for Hamas in the West Bank. They tried to
Okay.
hold elections in 2021 and the majority voted for Hamas. So right now, if the PA collapses, who do you think they're going to vote for? Hamas. There's overgrowing
No.
support for Hamas. Of
in
course.
West Bank, no.
Of course.
They cannot control us. No one needs them here. No one.
You are one of the fewer people that told me this, and I appreciate that. But it's not what other
Thank
people
you.
tell me, and it's not what the polls
Okay,
show.
because don't have maybe open minds to talk with you because people hate from the both sides, Israeli and Palestinian, hate each other. They don't talk with each other with each other, just fighting. They think if I saw a Palestinian, I must kill him, and the Palestinian if he see Israeli, I must kill him.
Hold on,
That's the
I need you.
thinking.
I need you to
The
explain. I need you to
overthinking
explain
here.
that logic. I need you to explain that logic because we had probably 1 million Palestinians entering from the West Bank and Gaza, over the years, entering and working in Israel in construction. Working in construction
Before October 7th.
before October 7th. Why didn't the Israelis at the time go and
it was
kill the
good
Palestinians
before
trying to do
October
that?
7th.
No, I'm just trying to prove to you. Israelis before October 7th had no issues. If they would have seen a Palestinian working on a construction building in Tel Aviv, in Hedera, in Haifa,
I know,
you don't
I
see
know.
Israelis going and killing them. But if Israelis find themselves inside Ramallah and people know that they're Israelis, what's going to happen to them?
Look, here, people don't see you a normal people.
I know,
Don't
I
see a
know that.
normal
That's because
guy.
of Islam.
They
That's
see you
because of Islam.
occupation. They want to do anything to fight with you. Because
Why?
maybe
Why?
right now it's different. You see, if you just thinking to do anything, you know what happens. I don't want to say. If I am as a Palestinian want to do something against you, you know what happened for me. I don't want to say it. So right now we are after October 7. The right situation after 7 October, it's so much different that it was before 7 October. After 7 October, hate increased more. People from both sides hated each other because they think they're gonna kill us. They are thinking the Palestinian, all Palestinian is Hamas and they are going to kill us. So right now there is no workers, no one go for Israel. If no permits to go for Israel, it's changed.
As it should be. Listen, I understand why a lot of Jews started developing hatred towards the Palestinians who live in the West Bank or who live in Gaza. I understand that. I just don't understand where your hatred, the hatred of the Palestinian side, where does that come from?
If you come here for Palestine, you will see it. In general, too many guys have someone die from the IDF or the settlers here in Palestine.
But
So-
that explanation would be good if it wouldn't have happened before 1948. We were killed by Muslims in 1929. We were killed in the Arab Revolt in 1936 until 1939. We were killed in the 1920s by Arab Muslims. We were killed in 1517 in Hebron and in Safed. We were killed in 1834 and in 1838 by Muslims. Israel wasn't a thing. Why were we killed? Where's your hatred coming from? That's what I'm trying to understand.
Do you know how many times did we killed?
How many times did you kill? What do you mean?
You are saying that Muslims killed you in so much in history. Do you know how many genocides that we have in history here in Palestine from Israeli people?
But how are you claiming that there was a genocide if your population keeps growing? A genocide is supposed to show reduction in population, not increase in population.
Like it's genocide, like Israel. Do you know Sabra and Shatilla? Do you know Deir Yassin?
Yes, I
Do
do.
you know them?
Do you know the backstory behind them? Do you know the story behind the Deir Yassin? Did you know that Arabs? We talked about this. Did you know?
No.
Did you know that Arabs blocked the way for Jews, for Jewish convoys to go from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem? Did you know that there was a blockade on supplies to Jerusalem for the Jews? So Israeli forces tried to remove that blockade by going into Deir Yassin. But you know what the Palestinians, what the Arabs of the time, not Palestinians, they weren't Palestinians. You know what they did at the time? They killed Jewish doctors and Jewish nurses and Jewish patients. You know what's that area called? Do you remember that video of that old guy? You remember that video of that old guy saying, I'm going to take your house because if I don't take it, somebody else takes it. Have you seen that video?
I know it in Sheikh Jarrah in Jerusalem.
Sheikh Jarrah was a Jewish town, Jewish area, Jewish owned land.
How?
It was conquered by
How?
Arabs when Jordan took control in 1948. It was Jewish. And these people settled there for 30 years, 40 years without paying rent. So of course Jews would want to go back there. What do you mean? We
But
took
they
control
have
of-
the proofs that they own the house. They have proofs from your government.
No, we have
From
proof.
Israeli government, not from the BLO.
We had proof.
The
It's-
guy,
It was Jewish people that had proofs that they owned the land. Jewish organizations that bought the land. They had
But-
proof.
you see the video you are talking about it. The guy who's talking, if I didn't take it, there is someone come and take it. The girl who was talking with, she have a proof. I saw the video that when
I
she
saw the proof of the
gave
other side as
paper
well.
and say that's my house and he's going to take my house and he take it already.
It's called the neighborhood itself is called Shimon HaTzadik. Have you heard that name? Shimon HaTzadik is the name of Sheikh Jarrah before it was called Sheikh Jarrah. Jewish bought you know why they bought so many areas there? You know why they bought so many plots of lands? Because it was so holy to them. It's so close to religious sites of the Jews. That's why a lot of Jewish organizations purchased land there. But then it was conquered by Jordan in 1948, and it was remaining in Arab control until 1967 when it was liberated. So of course Jews would want to reclaim their land once Israel reconquered that area. It makes sense. But I'm just saying there's a lot of propaganda that people don't know. Okay? They don't know. If the Arabs kept attacking us before 1948, where did that hate come from? Why did you hate us before?
Look, you are right that we hate you because if you go back in history of Muslim and Jewish, you will know. So that's first. Two, we have something in history, not in Muslim, just in Muslim, maybe in the whole world, that the Jewish saw themselves the chosen people from the God.
Mhm.
So, if you know this,
Don't you believe in
So-
that as well?
what?
Don't you believe in that as well? It says it in your Quran.
The chosen one, okay, that's in to Bani Israel. Right now, it's different.
Who are Banu Israel? What are they?
Musa's people. Do you know Musa?
It's the 12 tribes of Israel, right?
Yeah.
The 12 tribes of Israel, one of them is Judah, right? Jesus and David are all from Judea. Jews
I know.
originate from Judea and the
I
other
know.
12 tribes. We are Banu Israel. We are the chosen people. Nothing changed.
How? But I know that Banu Israel have finished from 1,000 years.
Nope. They were exiled from the land by the Romans. And now
Do
we
you
came
know-
back.
Last week I searched it on Google. So I write if Banu Israel still exist or not.
So
And I found they are not.
so hold on. I don't know what you looked for. I don't know what you looked for, but let's do it right now, okay? I'm gonna ask ChatGPT, where do Jews originate from? And we will see, okay?
No, ask him if Banu Israel still exist right now or they are finished.
You know what? I will ask this. Listen, hold on. Just a sec.
By the way, what's your name? I forgot your name.
Sahar.
Sahar. Oh, you didn't tell me your name before, right?
I think I did tell you. Hold on just 1 second.
Okay, welcome. Go.
Do Jews originate from Banu Israel?
The term Banu Israel, literally children of Israel, is actually central to the Jewish origin story. It refers to the descendants of Jacob, also called Israel, who's a patriarch in Jewish tradition. So yes, the Jewish people trace their lineage through the same ancestral line. In other words, Banu Israel is essentially the biblical Israelites from whom Jews descend.
So, if now you realize that the Jews are descendants of Banu Israel, that's it. Palestine
Ask
is
him
free.
if they still exist or not. Please, for me.
Let's see.
Ask if
Hold on. Let me
Banu
ask him.
Israel still exists or no.
Do Banu Israel still exist?
Yeah.
The term Banu Israel refers historically to the ancient Israelites, the descendants of Jacob, also known as Israel, in religious and historical contexts. In that sense, they evolved into what we know as the Jewish people today. So while no one today calls themselves Banu Israel in everyday life, the Jewish people are considered their cultural and religious descendants.
So,
the Jews trace their lineage back to Banu Israel.
they take their culture, but they are not Banu Israel.
No. I don't think
They
you understand
take the culture.
I don't think you understand the history aspect of things really well. The Jews lived here for thousands of years, and then
I know.
and then they were exiled by the Romans, right? They lived all around.
Right.
They lived in Iraq, in Syria, in Lebanon, in Europe, some even in even more remote places. Then when the Jews had the opportunity to come back, by the way, some people never left. They stayed here for thousands of years in Safed, in Hebron, in Tiberias, in Jerusalem.
In Nablus, in Jabal Jarzim.
Right. In Jerusalem, some never left since the Roman exile. They stayed here. Since the Jews are the only people in the land that have a continuation of presence, they're, by definition, have the strongest claim to the land, even more than the Palestinians. Why? Because a lot of the modern day Palestinians, a lot of them are Jews and Christians that converted to Islam under Islamic rule, under Salah ad-Din. So, of course, Palestinians descend back to that time, some of them, because they come from Jews.
I am with you. But if you don't know, we believe that when Islam comes, it finished the other religions, as you know.
I know, but I don't believe in that.
I know. That's why I am talking to you that Banu Israel have finished. Because that's our believings. I respect what you believe. Whatever you want, whatever you believe, I respect you. But we as Muslims believe that Banu Israel and also the Jewish finished.
You
When
call
the
us
Islam comes.
you call us din batil or din haq?
Yeah.
What are we? Are we din haq or din batil?
No, in Islam you are batil. Because
Batil. What does it mean?
we
Can you
believe
explain?
that it's the religion changed on the history time. The religion changed, the Torah changed.
Mhm.
That's our believings. It's not the same Torah that comes from God.
Can I ask
That's
you a
why
question?
Okay,
Why is Al-Aqsa holy to you? Al-Aqsa, I'm talking about the mosque in Jerusalem. Why is it holy?
okay. First, it's first Qibla for Muslimin. Do you know the meaning of Qibla?
Yes, where you prostrate to.
Yeah, it's first Qibla. Second, it's Muhammad, the Prophet, comes for it in something named Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj. Do you know it?
Yes. Where he
He
rode
comes
on a
from
winged
Mecca.
creature all the way to Jerusalem, right?
Yeah. And from Al-Aqsa Mosque, go for the sky, the seventh sky, for the God, and see the heaven, see the hell, and come back.
Mhm.
So, the most holy one in Islam is Muhammad. So if he come for a place, it became holy for us. Then in Quran, we have a ayah says الأرض المقدسة. If you know الأرض المقدسة, you know it. You say it's
Bet HaMikdash, Beit
Palestine.
al-Maqdis.
Yeah. So when the people asked Muhammad, what is it or where it is, he says it's Beit al-Maqdis and what's around it.
Where? In the
So-
Quran?
In the Hadith,
In the Hadith. In the Quran, Jerusalem is not mentioned.
no, it mentioned Al-Ard al-Muqaddasa.
Can you explain to me why, first of all, why Jerusalem is not mentioned if it's so holy for the Muslims? Second of all, how come nobody has seen Prophet Muhammad going on that winged creature all the way from Mecca to Jerusalem and you know rising to the heavens and the hills because it's a 1,200-kilometer distance even with a camel
I
or
know,
by foot. It takes 3
know.
weeks.
It's something that I can't tell you. I don't know what does it mean in English. It's hard for me to say, but if you go for Hadith, you will know everything about this. And if you go for Quran, for Surah Al-Isra, you know everything about it. But I know you can't believe it because maybe in you it's something imagination for you. I think that imagination for you can't believe in it, right?
No, I can't believe in it because it's not mentioned in the holiest source of Islam, which is the Quran. It's not mentioned. Al-Aqsa means the mosque at the edge, you know, the Aqsa at the edge. There's Masjid al-Aqsa and Masjid al-Adna, right? Masjid al-Aqsa, according to different sources, claim that it's in Al-Juwarna, next to Mecca, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So that makes a lot more sense for Muhammad to go to Masjid al-Aqsa because it's only a few miles away. It takes about 3 hours to get there. It makes sense for him to do, his ceremony there and not in al-Aqsa in Jerusalem because it wasn't even built when Muhammad was there. It was built 83 years after Muhammad died. How do people explain this?
Do you know what's the meaning of something super that have God give it for his prophets?
Supernatural, you're saying.
There is a name for English.
Supernatural.
I forgot. Supernatural, something like this, giving just for prophets. Do you know King Solomon? Do you know King Solomon?
Yes.
He was talking with the animals. If you know, that's something from God. So Muhammad have the same thing, but it's little different. He come from Mecca to Al-Quds, then go for the sky, for hell and heaven, and see the angels, see everything, and come back. That's something given from God.
Gotcha. So
him.
it's only based off of faith, but no historical evidence. Like nothing that could prove to me that he was actually in Jerusalem.
We take our evidence from Quran.
Right.
So if we want to believe in something, we are going to Quran. If it was mentioned in Quran, we are believing 100% in it. We cannot lie it.
Can I ask you another question about the Quran? Something interesting that I've seen recently. Have you ever heard about the Islamic dilemma?
Dilemma? What's the meaning of dilemma?
It's like the Islamic problem, the Islamic issue. It's pretty much a quote from the Quran telling Prophet Muhammad that if he wants to get assurance and he doesn't trust, his books, he needs to go back to the people who got the scriptures before him. You know what I'm talking about? Why would Muhammad need to go to the people that got the scriptures before him if the Quran is the correction and the Quran is the latest book and the latest revelation? How come?
If you don't know, first guys told the people that Muhammad is coming, it was Jewish knows that Muhammad, before he comes with 1,000 years from Abraham days, Jewish people, religion mans, they were saying that Muhammad will come, but they was calling him Ahmad. If you hear this story before.
Nope, not heard. You're claiming that the Jews claimed that Muhammad is coming way before his time.
They was no. We have it that Jewish was no there. In the end, there was a prophet named Muhammad will come for the people.
Where? Where does it say that?
It's not our books. I don't know what books.
It's
Maybe
your books.
you can go and search for it. You can go and search for it.
According to your belief, you believe that the Jews knew that Muhammad was going to come, but they refer to him as Ahmed. Not according to our books. Okay, got you.
You can go and search for it. So, Muhammad was asking people from maybe the Jewish people, I think, because it was still something right in the Jewish, something. But after Muhammad death died, the religion was finished, everything just finished, and the Islam became the right religion for us.
Hold on, let me give you the exact verse. It's Surah 1094. It says, if you, O Prophet, are in doubt about these stories that we have revealed to you, then ask those who read the scriptures before you. The truth has certainly come to you from your Lord, so do not be one of those who doubt. So why, I'm trying to understand, if it was told to Muhammad to go back to the old people, to the scriptures, right? Then why is the Quran relevant? What if the Jews said, hey, this is true, which then contradicts the Quran? Why would you still follow the Quran? Because the people of the scripture have the truth, and they're completely opposing the Quran. So why would you believe in the Quran?
I am telling you why. When he goes and asks for it, the Quran wasn't come fully. The Quran takes 23 years to get down from God to Muhammad.
From Jibril.
From Jibril, it's a messenger.
Angel.
Oh, so it takes 23 years to finish the Quran. It doesn't come one time over time. No, it's come one by one by one, ayah after ayah, surah after surah, until it's finished. It takes 23 years for it.
But if I believe in it, if the God specifically is talking to me directly through Angel Jibril, then I shouldn't have any doubts. I should be, fully confident that what I'm getting is the truth. Why do I need to go and ask the Jews or the Christians? I don't. I have the truth in front of me. It's Injil. It's not Injil. It's Gabriel. Explain.
I hear the story one time, but I forget all details. But it was something happened there. It was argument between two guys, Muslim and Jewish. So Muhammad was coming to solve the problem. That's what you are saying. And he go for Jewish to ask some things in it to solve the problem. I don't know it is the same story or something else. But I know that Muhammad was coming for the Jewish people to ask them, but not in our religion. I don't think so. It's for us, for the Muslims. I think it's something else. I don't know the story exactly, but I don't think so, because he have Quran. We take everything from Quran, then we take it from Hadith, the right Hadith. I don't know the story exactly. If you go and search for it, maybe I will know it.
No, it's got nothing to do with the stories. It's got to do with Muhammad having doubt about the truth, about the scriptures, and he has to go back to the old people. But never mind. I want you to look it up on when you can. Just look up the Islamic dilemma. It's a loophole that you can get out of. It's impossible to answer. Because if the Quran came to correct the previous scriptures, then why is Muhammad told to go and talk to the people who got the scriptures before him? It's confusing as hell.
Can I hear the ayah that you mentioned? Can I hear the ayah that you mentioned in Arabic?
In Arabic?
Quran?
Yes. Hold on.
لقيت أني نطبوي بحاسب أحمد في
Here.
I don't think these guys who want to ask them is Jewish. I must search for it to know.
Look for it.
I heard the ayah before, but if you don't know we are Muslims, I must go and search for the meaning of ayah. So he says, go and ask the people who reads the book before you.
Which is who?
I don't know. That's what I'm going to search.
It's the Jews. It's the Yahudis.
Maybe because they was right. They was taking the book from God. It wasn't changed. It wasn't changed yet.
Got you. So if it wasn't changed, why is the Quran needed? If it wasn't changed and he needs to ask the people of the book, then the Quran is not needed.
We believe in it, but we believe in the right one. If it was still right, I must go and read it, but it's changed. I am, as a Muslim, must believe in it. Must. If I don't believe in these books, I'm not Muslim.
Yeah, but nowhere in the Quran does it say that the books of the Jews and the Christians are corrupted. Nowhere. It's according to later interpretations.
No. Wait. There is too many ayat. Too many says about this thing. And if I want to become a Muslim, I must believe in six things. That's believing things. Six things of believing in God, books, the end of the world, and three things I can't. I don't know what does it mean in English. So one of it's believing in the books of God, and we believe that was three books from God: Bible, Torah.
You know, hold on. You know this?
What?
Have you ever seen this verse?
Wait. I got a phone.
You know what it means? You know what it means, Muhammad?
I got a phone call.
Ah, you got a phone call.
My phone is ringing. I can't hear you. If I answered, it will go.
I don't know.
You will go.
Try.
Wait. Maybe I will go. I'm gonna answer it.
Okay. He's here still.
Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. I hear you. Here, bro.
Wait.
Actually.
Have you ever heard Surah 253 that says that hold on, there's a specific term in Islam that is this.
We don't pronounce the surah by its number. It have a name. What does it named?
Which one?
The surah 20. I don't know what's number. We don't take it from
1094.
numbers. We take it from it named.
Ah, you're talking about what the name of it is. Hold on, let me tell you.
Yeah.
It's Yunus.
Yunus. Oh, yeah.
Yunus.
It's a prophet.
Yes.
He's a prophet.
Yunus, and it's 94. I don't see the full name of it. But read it. It's really interesting.
Give me the ayah.
94.
Can I hear it or you can't?
Yeah,
Can I hear it?
I played it already, but the people in the chat don't want to hear it. They're saying that they're saying it's too loud.
What?
They're saying that the music is too loud. But can I ask you one last question before I go to the next person?
Okay.
As a Palestinian, right, who lives under the PA, what do you think is the solution between our people? What would you do as the Prime Minister of the PA, of the West Bank?
Change our leaders from both sides. Change the leaders.
You think there's a problem with our leaders?
All leaders, Palestinian and Israeli.
Okay, continue.
And bring in new leaders that believe in peace, and they have a strong to do it, to make the people in strong do the peace.
Do you think they should be religious Muslims?
Anybody, if atheist, Muslims, Jewish, American, Israeli, guy believe in peace.
Okay.
I don't care who is it, but guy believe in peace. come and solve the problem right.
Got you. Well, I just want to tell you that it's really beautiful behind you. You know, the occupation.
It's not occupation. It's a municipality.
Ay, ay, ay. The occupation. Look at how beautiful it is. Psh, ya Allah.
Where is it?
Where is the
Give me,
occupation? No occupation.
Where is the beautiful?
Look at the
For this
luxurious.
car, where is the beautiful here? Where is the beautiful, bro? Where is it? I want to see it. Tell me where it is.
Well, first of all, it doesn't look like an occupation. It doesn't look like an open-air prison. It looks nice where you live. And I don't know why people keep saying that. You know, you are considered to be a refugee, according to the international community. But you don't look like a refugee. You probably drive a pretty nice car, my friend.
Bro, I can't go outside Hebron. There is too many checkpoints.
Too many checkpoints out of Hebron?
If I won't go from Hebron to Ramallah, okay?
Okay.
Do you know how many checkpoints I must go through it?
But you know the reason for the checkpoints, no?
Okay, but you are saying we are living no occupation, no somethings. But look,
No, but
I want you to come
checkpoints.
with me. I want you to come with me from Hebron to Ramallah and see it takes at all it takes.
I believe you that there's checkpoints. I believe you that
2 hours
I believe you
or
that
1.5.
I believe you that there's
It takes
checkpoints.
right now 5 hours to go
I believe you that
because
there's
of the checkpoints.
I believe you that there's checkpoints, but we have to understand the reasoning for why the checkpoints are there. It's all because of the actions of the people living there. I mean, I don't want you to have checkpoints, but too bad. I want my mom to stay alive and my sisters to stay alive. My bad. Checkpoints are here to prevent terrorist attacks. I'm against them. I'm against them if you do nothing.
Bro. We are not going to kill your mom and your sister.
Not you.
I
You're
have
a
mom and
reasonable
sister
guy.
also. I am afraid of them.
Not you. You're a reasonable guy. But the people who do it, the people who do support the Islamic ideology, will do it. I mean, it happened in the first Intifada, 1987 until 1991. It happened in the second Intifada. It happened in the ninth Intifada, 2015. It happens almost daily. We have people throwing stones and Molotov cocktails at cars driving in the West Bank. What do you want?
I know. But I can't do I can't do anything.
I know you can be an advocate, and you can be an advocate and try to change the future. I mean, people like you is what could change the future. But
I'm trying, but if you find someone like that,
whoa!
How can I tell him? Can I tell him?
Listen, you're gonna be the prime minister. Your friend is gonna be your deputy sergeant, and you're gonna take care of business.
Do you know if I say that in front of my friends, what happens to me?
What happens to you?
They call me a spy.
They call you a spy
for Israel.
If I say it next to my friends, and if I say I love Palestinians and we live in peace, what's gonna happen to me?
I don't know.
Nothing is happening because Israel is peace-loving people.
Not all of them. I am with you. There is many guys like you are cute, nice guys.
Thank you so
but
much.
But not all of you.
But it's
come
not
here and see.
Don't call me cute. They will kill you for that as well. You can't be gay in Islam. Don't
Who's
call
gonna
me cute.
kill me, bro? I'm gonna kill all Palestinians around me.
No. Don't call me cute because they kill the gay people in Islam. If you call me cute.
I am gay because I called you cute?
No. I know you're not gay, but if any Muslim hears this, next to you that is gayophobe, homophobe, it's very bad. Very, very bad.
I know it's really bad. I know. But no one can do something with me.
Okay, brother. Thank you for the conversation.
Thank you, Sahur. Sumada.
Yalla.
Look at this. Look. Do you see the taxi? That is the taxi.
Beautiful.
Come to Hebron, Habibi. شو بدك؟ Look, that is the taxi. Do you want حلبي؟
I wish. Wow, that looks
كل
good.
هذا شو بدي فيه كتير. Look, what did he give me?
Wow.
تعال كل حلبي.
يلا بتعبون يا حبيبي.
Come on the street, stop and give me حلبي and go. حبيبي.
Bye, brothers. Thank you for the conversation. Guys, we have Yoavaz Beatbox inside the YouTube channel. Thank you for being here, Yoavaz Beatbox, the OG, the person that allowed me to get to where I am today. This is the guy, Yoav Beatbox. Make sure, where is he? Yoav Beatbox. There you go. You see him right here? That's Yoav. Hold on, let me do this. Oh, Hold on. There he is. There he is. What a guy. Yoav, thank you for being here. Achshari Akal, thank you so much. Let me just go back to this. Hold on. Okay, I have to remove you from here as well. Okay. Guys, as you could have seen, it didn't look like an occupation. He was a nice guy, right? But the majority of the people are not as reasonable as him, okay? Which is a problem. That's right, the GOAT, right? The GOAT. Let's read some super chats because I have not seen even a single one until now. We have super chat from PC Lucif. Hey, nice to see you. Oh yeah, we read this one already. Never mind. Give the video a thumbs up. 100%. Thank you for the super chat. And don't forget to give this video a like to protect the live. I really appreciate every single person being here, whether you like me or dislike me. Thank you for being here. Shalom from a German living in the UK. Wow. Both countries are about to go to shit. Thank you so much for being here. Unless you fight, of course. Unless you fight. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. We have one from Cindy Hoover, 9116, saying, love your work, been watching since October 8th, 2023, when the world went crazy against Israel. And I went, what? God bless you, Sahar. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you being here. And yeah, we have the Raul Sao. Wait, Tal isn't Mexican? No memes way. Nope. I know people think Tal is Indian, but Tal is Iraqi. He's a Jew. And yeah, very dark skin, this guy. Very dark skin. Thank you for the super chat. We have one from Colonel Gas Mask. Iran wants the home of the Persian people is now under control of the self-righteous hypocrites. 100%. I agree. They should be removed from the Iranian government. They should not be there. They're oppressing their people. They only support the people that follow the religion, follow the Shia ideology. I don't support it. I don't support it at all. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. We have one from Dennis, an OG on the YouTube channel. Finally, it's good to see you streaming again. Thank you for being here and thank you for the super chat. I'll keep streaming 100%. And another one from him, coming from a Christian, the Muslim cope with corruption of scripture, but all of the books found in the NT are dated all the way back to the 1st and 3rd centuries. FYI for anyone wondering and unaware. Thank you for the super chat, and now thankfully people are seeing it on the screen. And by the way, I just want to say, in the Dead Sea Scrolls that they found, they couldn't even find a single word that was changed from the original Torah. So give us all a break with the corruption, with the corruption accusations. I hate it. We have one from Angela saying, for Jewish people, the Quran even says in Surah Al-Ma'idah 521 and 522, my people enter the Holy Land which Allah has assigned to you and do not turn back. 100% Allah is a Zionist. That is right. Allah, the God of the Muslims, is a Zionist. So stop arguing, okay? Stop. We have another one. From Typical Nerd Plays Gaming. Great name. Sahar. It's Sahar, not Shachar. Keep up the good job protecting Israel. Thank you so much for the super chat, and I will keep doing that. Hold on. This is Planet Mondo, the guy we talked to. Make sure to follow him, to subscribe to him on YouTube. Just created the channel. It's called Iran After Dark. Make sure you follow his channel. Thank you, Planet Mondo, for the super chat. Hopefully, Iran's going to be liberated soon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have another one from Nicholas Proestos. Love from Greece. Oh, we stand with Israel. Thank you so much for the super chat, and we support you as well. We have one from Israel Debate Hub. Join our Discord, guys. It's Blaze. Oh, Blaze. Guys, don't forget to join the Discord. I want to see you there. There's a lot of great people there doing debates on Umingle and exposing the hateful rhetoric. Join the Discord and follow those people. They're awesome. We have another one, the last one, from Andreas Lardis 5802. It doesn't say anything, but thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, let's go back. What's
going on, man? How you doing?
How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm doing very good.
What's going on? You're an American?
I'm an Israeli, but I live in the United States. And you?
Okay. I'm an Arab, but I live in Europe.
You're an Arab, but you live in Europe.
Correct.
Beautiful. Arab from where?
How's America treating? I'm originally from Iraq.
Originally from Iraq. Psh, beautiful.
Correct.
What was that?
How's America been?
America's good. It's slowly.
Were you born and raised in the U.S. or
No.
you move there?
Born and raised in Israel, and
Okay.
I moved to the U.S. about a year and a half ago.
Okay. And how has that been?
It's been pretty good. But I'm kind of worried about the future of the United States, if I'm not going to lie. That, the conservative right is also, it's flipping on my people, it's flipping on my countries, and it's kind of scary seeing the future, I have to say.
Do you feel like the flip is rightfully earned, or do you feel like
No.
it's unjustified?
I think it's unjustified. I think it's a specific outrage against a specific group of people, a specific country, the only Jewish country in the world, but I don't see the same outrage going towards Sudan or Nigeria or Syria or, Yemen. I'm not seeing the same outrage. And that just proves to me that there's a selective outrage going on, and I don't approve of it.
Well, I don't know if I would label it as selective. I think there's a lot of Americans are frustrated with the fact that their officials, elected officials, are serving a nation that is not really related to the American country, right? So you have a person like Donald Trump, instead of worrying. So Donald Trump, his entire second campaign was run upon the idea of no more foreign wars, right? He's going to end the war between Palestine and Israel. He's going to end the war between Russia and Ukraine. He's going to do mass deportations. He's going to build the wall, right?
Mhm.
He's going to, and this, that, and the third. And every promise that he has given has kind of failed, one after another, right?
Don't you
And
think
we've
he's
seen
doing
how
mass
much he
deportation?
cited. I'm sorry?
You don't think he's doing mass deportation? You don't think he's doing everything in America's interest?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think he is. I think it's all for show. Like, you see what they post on Twitter with the videos with the Taylor Swift songs, right? And I think that's just like classic propaganda, where it's like, yeah, sure, they are. ICE is out there wrecking shit and wrecking havoc, right?
ICE.
But not-
ICE just arrested my wife.
Oh.
And they just arrested my wife. She's American, by the way. She's an American
Okay.
Jew. They arrested my wife. They're going hard. ICE is going hard. The mass deportation
Are
that
they
he
still
promised.
actively doing that? Because the news
Of
cycle
course.
kind of died out on that.
100%.
They are
They're-
still.
No, 100%. They're doing it. They arrested my wife. I mean, they didn't arrest. They stopped her for a check. They wanted to see if there
Sure.
was any people in the back. They wanted to see where she's from. They asked her if she's from Cuba. She's clearly not from Cuba. And then they let her go. Undercover, right? Not the most suspicious person. But I'm just saying, why do you think Iran is fighting? For example, you're claiming that the politicians of the United States are being controlled by Israel. Why do you think that? Because Israel was stopped nearly in every single war by American politicians and American presidents. In 1956, they were stopped by the American president after the Suez Canal crisis. When
Sure. Yeah.
So also in 1967, also in 1973, also in 1981, also in when we wanted to strike Iran, I think back in 2007, it was stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Barack Obama, 2010 to 2012, we wanted to attack in Iran again. Obama stopped it.
Sure.
Every time we try to finish situations, we are stopped by the Americans. We don't control Americans at all. We just understand the game of politics, and Iran is posing a risk on the Americans just as much as they're posing a risk on Israel. They're calling America the big Satan. We are the small Satan.
Interesting.
They say death to America and death to Israel and death to Europe. This whole thing is religious, and it's got nothing to do only with Israel. It's got to do with the world.
Sure. I don't see how Iran, and trust me, I'm an Iraqi, and listen, if we're going to put all our cards out on the table, right? I'm clearly not a fan of Israel, but I don't think, or even America for that matter, right? I'm an Iraqi, right? America came into my country and killed over 1 million of my people. I'm not going to walk around waving the American flag anytime soon. But regardless of
according to the most absurd estimate, some people estimate 300,000. But Saddam Hussein did the same thing. No, wasn't Saddam Hussein incredibly violent against your people?
We can talk about Saddam in a second. I'm more than happy
Because
to do
I
that. But
want to learn from people. I want to learn from you. If you're Iraqi, I want to learn from you. But continue.
Sure. And we can cycle back to that if you got the time and if you got the interest. I'm more than happy to stick around. But I do think that fuck me, I forgot what the point that I was trying to make was. We were talking about America being Iran being Iran's influence in the region. As much as you're not going to see me waving the American or the Israeli flag, right? You're definitely not going to see me waving the Iranian flag, right? As an Iraqi, I do think that Iran is the biggest threat to the entire Arab region, bar none. It's not even close. I think Iranians have shed more Arab blood than Israel ever wishes that it could. right?
Mhm.
We've seen it happen over and over and over again. So I do ultimately think that Iran is the biggest enemy that the Middle East faces, more so than Israel, more so than the United States, right? Because they're going to come at it from the angle of, hey, I'm your Muslim brother. We're going to get along and we're going to wage the wars together and fight all the bad people, right? And meanwhile, the moment you turn around, they're going to stab you in the back and they're going to start slaughtering people left and right. So this is not coming from a place of sympathy for Iran. However, there's no way that Iran is a threat to the United States. Besides them chanting death to America, it's like, yeah,
And
but
killing American soldiers in 1983 by their proxy Hezbollah, and also
Sure.
killing a lot of Americans in Iraq by Iranian proxies. I mean, it's not the only thing that they did, and they also declared that America is their biggest enemy in 1979 once they took over. It's not only that. You know, they're actively killing Americans. They actively killed soldiers in the Middle East when they were there. So to think that they have no problem with the Americans and that they would not use their nuclear capabilities once they obtain them, which I believe they will if the current regime stays, would be just to remain blind. I'm sorry. I prefer decapitating this regime before it gets too late. And by the way, look at how they're abusing the world by threatening to just completely block the Strait of Hormuz. They have that power that they should not have. I'm sorry. This is international waterway. You should not be having the control to do any of that.
Sure, but this is a state of war, and all is fair in love and war, as you know, like a court. Again, it sucks. I hate to be the one to defend Iran in any way. I promise you, I'm really not trying to defend the Iranian regime in any way. However, the example that you brought up is an example from the 80s, right? Where they attacked the Americans. In 2003, that when America invaded Iraq, the Iranian president went out and said, I believe it was an interview in 2006. I'm probably butchering his name. His name is Ahmadinejad something. Where he said, yes, he said, why is America targeting us so hard? Weren't we the ones to help them invade Iraq, right? So relatively, Iran and the United States have had some sort of cooperation. Now, Iran being a direct threat to the United States, I don't see. To Israel, 100%. Sure. I'm not doubting that in any way. But we also saw that when the war popped off, you had Marco Rubio go on national television, and in an interview, he was asked, why are you attacking Iran? What happened? This was like during the first 3 days of the war. And his response, well, our allies in the region have decided to attack. And if we weren't going to side with them, then the Iranian regime, we were going to have our troops and our bases be targeted within the region. So as an American, we have to be professionals here, right? So if I'm an American and I'm not very well informed and I'm sitting down and watching Marco Rubio say this on national TV, I'll be like, oh shit. Well, we just got dragged into a war. Why? Because of a nation deciding to attack another nation, putting our troops and our bases at risk. Mm-hmm. So as an American, I would be angry at my own government for siding and doing what's in the best interest of another, because Iran's not going to bomb America. They're not. Just objectively, they haven't done it, not once.
Just a second. Who are the people that took responsibility for trying to assassinate Donald J. Trump during his election campaign?
Well, I mean, that's a whole can of worms. We can dive into conspiracy theory mode.
No conspiracy theories. They took accountability for the assassination, for the attempted assassination of Donald J. Trump, the IRGC, the Ayatollah regime.
I don't know about that.
But it's not only that. You're also looking at it from an incredibly, minuscule lens. For Trump, it's not only about liberating the Iranian people and getting rid of their nuclear capabilities. It's also controlling China. There's a big geopolitical game. There's a big geopolitical. You understand what I'm saying? It's not only about Israel. It's not about their nuclear capabilities. It's about China. It's about controlling the one thing, because they get 20% of their oil from the Gulf, right? 20%.
Sure.
So how do you do that? How do you control the one portion that could weaken the Chinese, which are big enemies of the Americans? That's one way. But to not believe to the Iranians, the Iranians are great people, to not believe to the Islamic Republic of Iran that keeps saying death to Israel and follow through with it, because you said, I 100% agree, what they did in Israel was, there is a risk to Israel. So why not to believe to the same thing that they're saying in the United States, for America, for Europe? Why not take their word for it? Why just think, they're never going to attack the United States, but we all know that if they had the capabilities, I mean, we don't all know.
Sure.
We don't all know, but we can assume that based on their rhetoric on Israel, that's what they're going to do with America and the West.
But hasn't the Iranian government been very compliant with America and has tried to negotiate and take every single opportunity to not get bombed when America provided them that opportunity? So they've tried. They've tried to negotiate with the Americans at every single given opportunity recently. Bro, you're making me defend the Iranian government.
I know.
Crazy.
No. I know what you're talking about, but try to explain to me this. Why would they need 60 plus enriched uranium percent if it's for civil nuclear capabilities? Bullshit.
Sure.
It's for a nuclear warhead 100%. And I'm sorry, people say, why can Israel have nuclear weapons? I don't understand. Listen, at the end of the day, Israel is one of the only countries in the world constantly being threatened from places like Lebanon, from places like Jordan, from places like Iraq, from places like Egypt. I think it's a vital thing for Israel to have nuclear weapons, despite the fact that Israel is not going to admit it. Not for the reasons that you may think. I just think it's incredibly important for a country that its very own existence is being threatened by many countries daily. Daily. Many people want to see Israel destroyed.
What do I refer to? You can give me a fake name if you're uncomfortable giving your
My name is Sahar. That is perfectly
Sahar.
fine.
Okay.
Sahar.
A pleasure.
And I have a YouTube channel, by the way.
I'm sorry?
I have a YouTube channel, by the way. It's a stream.
Oh, nice. All right. Welcome. Nice. Hi to the stream. But you were talking about the nuclear capabilities of Iran, and while that's great, and Israel also has nuclear weapons that are not a part of the inspection program, which is a very big question in its own right. But
just a second before you continue. A question: if people knew, because Israel never admitted to having nuclear weapons, but I'm not working on behalf of Israel. I'm a private citizen. Genuinely asking, if Israel would have nuclear weapons, don't you think the whole world would give Israel shits for it?
No. Why?
Oh, really?
When has the world ever given
like Israel's
Israel
not getting shit right now
before-
from everyone.
I'm sorry?
No, like Israel's not getting shit for the smallest things happening right now. I mean, Israel's getting shit more than any other person. More than 1,000 resolutions were passed by the UN against Israel and barely against the rest of the world. How do you explain that?
Sure. And listen, and respectfully, rightfully so. I feel like the state of Israel has been behaving. It's had the world's sympathy on the 7th of October and the weeks following that, right? Where the entire world saw what happened during the festival, and they saw what Hamas ended up doing over there within the region. But we also, and the entire world was very sympathetic with Israel. Posts all over Europe was all united in their support for Israel. But as the weeks went by and as everything kind of happened and fell into place, people started, okay, well, now it's a little bit much. All right, so what the hell are we doing here anymore? And it just kept on increasing and continuing to the point where now we're almost 3 years into the whole thing, and you have 70,000 plus Palestinians dead, right? How many wars is Israel in right now? I mean, on how many sides? It's insane.
Israel's currently in Gaza. They're currently fighting with Hezbollah. I mean, I think there's currently a ceasefire, but they're currently in a ceasefire situation with Hezbollah, in a ceasefire situation with Iran, which I think is stupid. I don't think we should be in a ceasefire situation, because every time before we get to a breakthrough, we are stopped, and it's like putting a band-aid on a wound that's going to open up and re-attack us again and again and again. Hezbollah has no different agenda. They want to destroy Israel. So if Hezbollah stays there, I'm asking you, like, genuinely, as a person as a person who used to live in the Middle East, how do you think, us the Jews, what do you think we should do in order for us to feel safe living in the Middle East without getting attacked by the neighbors that always say they want to destroy us? I'm not talking about Jordan. I'm not talking about Egypt. I'm talking about Hezbollah. I'm talking about Hamas, about the Houthis, the Shia militias in Iraq and in Syria. How do we deal with them? What do we do? What would you suggest us to do?
Hear me out. And this might sound crazy,
please,
but maybe stop killing the Palestinians at every given opportunity, right? I know this is a little hyperbolic, and I know it's
incredibly hyperbolic,
right? But we watch the videos, we see the reports, right? And the reports are increasing day by day. We watch the kids get blown up. We watch the schools get shattered into pieces, right? We looked at Gaza and what it was before and what it is right now.
It's Azza,
right?
Just to correct you, it's pronounced Azza. Gaza is the Arabic inversion. It's Azza with an ayn.
Is that the Hebrew pronunciation?
Yeah. Azza is a Hebrew name.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm an Arab, so I'm going to call it Gaza.
Wait, just a second. First of all, I don't think you're an Arab. You're Iraqi. You were Arabized. Are you originally Arab? Your ethnic roots are from Arabia, or what are you? What's your ethnicity?
I'm originally Arab. My roots go all the way down to Saudi and then track to Yemen.
Got you. So you originate from from Saudi? You mean in Hijaz?
Yeah.
Okay. Question: what do you think would happen to the people in Gaza if they would not have invaded Israel on October 7th? And by the way, according to international law, it is fine to target schools as long as warnings are given, and hospitals as long as warnings are given, if they're used as acts harmful to the enemy, whether they decide to hide weapons, which we have discovered, either whether they choose to hide tunnel piers in schools and hospitals, just like we have discovered. So of course, when people are going to see this footage, they're going to say, look at these Israelis, what they're doing to the innocent civilians. If Hamas completely abuses the civil infrastructure of Gaza and wants as many people as possible to die, just like Yahya Sinwar said, this is a blessing to die for Gaza because people are going to see it and are going to align with our cause. So of course it's going to work for them. Of course Gaza would not build a single shelter for Palestinians, for the poor Palestinians in Gaza. Why would they not build them shelters? Why would they not allow them to go to the tunnels to save themselves against the bombings of the Israelis if they care about the Palestinians so much?
Sure.
They wanted to maximize the casualties as much as possible. And in 2 years, after nearly 500,000 bombs that were dropped, you're telling me that only 72,000 people died? That's not carpet bombing. That's not just, bombing them indiscriminately. It doesn't work that way. I don't understand. Why is the world so furious about a war that is being fought with incredible patience? Because the Americans would have been a lot more brutal. The Russians would have been a lot more brutal. Israel is incredibly restrained by the world. Yet people still are upset? What?
Wait, hold on. So again, we can look at all the videos and we can look at all the footage and we can see the influence that Israel has had on the region. They practically flattened all of Gaza.
Okay, if we practically flattened all of Gaza, why do we still have only 72,000 people dead, including Hamas members, Jihad members, PFLP members, etc.?
Because people are not trees and they have feet and they can migrate from one place to another. But even those that are migrating,
so it's not a genocide.
Videos. I'm sorry?
But that proves that it's not a genocide.
Well, I don't believe it's a genocide, but I do believe it's an ethnic cleansing.
Got you, ethnic cleansing.
Sure. I don't believe it's a genocide, though. I think you're targeting an ethnic group of people and you're cleansing them from the region by pushing them from the south to the north or from the north to the south, vice versa, right?
But they're staying in the same region. They're not leaving. They're staying in the same region. They're staying within the border of Gaza. Maybe 100, 200,000 people, 300,000 people left Gaza since the beginning, which is a natural thing to do during war, but they're still staying within the region. They're not leaving the region. So it's not ethnic cleansing because they're not leaving the Gaza region.
Yeah, but I mean, once you bomb someone's house and then they have nowhere else to live, they have to move and migrate to somewhere where they can find some
But it's inside Gaza, right? It's inside Gaza.
Yeah, because they can't go out because Israel controls the border of Gaza, right?
Egypt controlled the border between Gaza and Egypt, and they don't let anybody go through. They don't want Palestinians to go through. They charge $10,000 for people to cross. So I hate the fact that people keep accusing Israel of being the only one at fault, yet when you have the Egyptians not willing to open the borders for Palestinians to cross.
Listen, I promise you, again, I have no love lost for Arab leadership, okay? I got no love lost for Arab leadership because I've seen the way that they've handled so many multiple situations, and it breaks my heart because I wish it wasn't that way, right? I wish there was some sort of Arabism where we would be able to help out each other, but we're each other's biggest enemies. But the point that I was trying to make is when the world watched Israel commit what it's committing, and I think you mentioned that bombing a school is justified according to international law.
Yes.
I don't know about that. That just doesn't sit well with me. And you could be right and I could be wrong. I'm just ignorant on this specific matter, right? But let's assume that what you just said is correct. Is it the right thing to do? Is it a humane thing to do?
Listen,
is it what the world's most moral army does? I don't think so.
There's no morals in war. Despite the fact that Israel was incredibly moral in this war. They released leaflets to let people know. I saw so many videos of buildings being blown up. How did the people know to record that building being blown up? What, you were warned before? Wow, Israel really tries to kill the civilians of Gaza. That's not the case. Israel is being... you know how long it took for the Israeli army to enter inside Gaza after October 7th? How long?
How long?
3 weeks. You know why?
Why?
Because they wanted the soldier to calm down their nerves of wanting to have that vengeful reaction once they go inside Gaza, because people were so pissed. People were so pissed. We couldn't believe that it was happening. We were sitting in our homes, getting thousands of rockets being shot at us. We couldn't believe it was happening. And the next day, I was going on TikTok lives, and people were already telling lies about the situation. The same people that never stood for the Iraqi people and for what you guys experienced. The
Sure.
world doesn't give you the same attention. Why are the Palestinians the only people in the world getting attention right now? But the Iraqis got nothing. The Syrians got
Because-
nothing. The Yemenis got nothing. It's because it's got nothing to do with oppressed people or war. I can show you just as horrific images from Syria. People are just upset about the Jews. They don't like the Jews.
Yeah, I don't like that line of argument because it is putting. Do you think Israel represents Jews?
Yes.
I don't think so. And I think I would even argue the fact that it is almost anti-Semitic to say that a government and a group of people can dictate what the world thinks of the Jews. Because if I don't like Israel, that doesn't mean I don't like the Jews. That means I don't like the government that's running Israel. And if you are going to affiliate these two things...
That is not the claim. That is not my claim. My claim is this. If you think that Israel should not have the right to exist as a Jewish state, then you're claiming that the only Jewish country in the world, despite the fact having 50 plus Muslim states, Muslim countries, having the right to exist, if you only discredit Israel from having a state, the Jews from having a state, then that's an anti-Semitic statement. You understand what I'm saying? Because nobody criticizes Pakistan for being a country, despite the fact that millions of people died in the process of taking it from India, dividing it, and also from Bangladesh. Nobody criticizes that. Only
Yeah, but it's
Israel.
the same. But it's the same ethnic group of people that are living there. But I do want to answer the question that you asked earlier, which is how should Israel have reacted, or how should Israel carry itself in order for the world to not hate Israel so much? And my take on this.
Continue. Sorry. Continue. My bad.
Yeah. So my take on this, right, is Israel has the most advanced technology in the world, right? It's exported all kinds of different technologies all around the world, right? Israel has the most advanced intelligence agency in the world, right? The Mossad, known, cream of the crop, right? Israel also has allies around it in Jordan and in Egypt, both who, by the way, have warned Israel of military drills that are being conducted by Hamas, and they warned them that an attack is imminent towards Israel, which the Israeli government ignored.
You know that Egypt also supplied Gaza and Hamas with weapons through the tunnels going between the Rafah crossing. You know that as well, right?
Yeah, but you also know that Netanyahu also supplied Hamas with financial aid. I mean,
he didn't supply Hamas with financial aid. It was money going from the Qataris for humanitarian purposes in Gaza. It was abused by Hamas. When you phrase it the way you just did, it sounds a lot more harsh, and I agree. It sounds weird. Why would Benjamin Netanyahu... We thought that money is going to solve the issues in Gaza. Boy, we were wrong, and I'm willing to admit that we were wrong, that money is going to solve some sort of religious issue. But no, it didn't solve anything. It just helped them finance their tunnels and rockets and weapons and plan the invasion. They planned it for years. For years they planned it.
I think, you know how Batman needs the Joker in order to have an interesting story? I think Netanyahu needs Hamas in order to have an interesting story and a reason to do the things that he wants to do. For example, when we look at a guy like Ben Gvir, who just went out on national television, not national, international television, right? And he says things he says literally among the lines of, well, while we're there, we should also take Lebanon. Why are we going to give it up? Take the land. And then you have people who are sitting down who are not very well informed on the matter. They're going to be like, oh shit, well, maybe the greater Israel theory is not really a theory anymore. This is coming straight from the...
I just want to say that I agree with some of the stuff that Ben Gvir says. Taking the southern part of Lebanon until the Litani River was something that we already had. There was already U.S. Peacekeeping forces there already. But who started, kind of like removing them from the region? Would you like to tell me?
You tell me.
Hezbollah started removing them from the region.
Who's them? Wait, who's them? Who are you referring to as them?
To the UNIFIL forces. UNIFIL had bases, and Hezbollah abused their bases and shot rockets from next to them, completely removing U.S. keeping forces and UNIFIL forces from that area. If you're asking me what the solution is, and by the way, the Great Israel theory doesn't really work because we keep giving land back, just like we did in 2005 with Gaza, or what we did in 1979 with Egypt, the Sinai Peninsula, when we conquered it in 1967. We gave it back. It was rich with resources. Why did we give it back? We also offered to give back the Golan Heights back to Syria under the Assad regime, but he refused because he refused to recognize Israel. That was our only condition. Recognize Israel and have peace with us. He refused. That's why the Golan Heights is still in control, under Israeli control. So the Greater Israel theory doesn't really work in theory because there's nothing implementing that kind of theory, that kind of system in place. Ben Gvir can say whatever he wants. Whatever is happening in theory contradicts what he says.
Yeah, but he's an official within the Israeli government whose words hold weight and hold value to the rest of the world.
But
So
there's
as a
also
person,
officials
as
in
a,
the Israeli government who are Arabs who refuse the existence of the Israeli country. People in the government.
yeah,
What does that mean? So what? I can also
sh-
take.
sh- sure. But the point that I was trying to make earlier is considering all these advantages that Israel has on the rest of the region, right? Far more superior than anyone that even comes close to it. I think the best way and the most moral way, if the IDF really was the world's most moral army, to handle that situation was to protect the border, right? Secure the border entirely. To figure out where the flaw was, so run an investigation to figure out what was going on, and instead of bombing them, you said how many kilograms of bombs that
200,000,
were?
which equates to about 500,000 bombs.
Okay, so instead of dropping 500,000 bombs, Israel can do what it did with Iran and what it did with Hezbollah. What did you guys do with the pager attacks?
Wait, just a second. Just a second.
Criticized Israel for the pager attacks?
Just a
No
second.
one.
If we do the same thing that we did in Iran, is the regime still in Iran? Is the regime still standing? Because despite all of these attacks from the air seem to be doing nothing. There needs to be boots on the ground. There needs to be an invasion.
Yeah, but you are great at pinpoint accurately targeting your specific targets, correct?
Yeah, but that
That's
doesn't
possible.
work. But that doesn't work. An invasion happens because you want to be more aggressive with your attack, because you want to remove the oppressive power, Hamas, Jihad, Hezbollah. That's why there's literal troops on the ground, by the way, to go house by house and eradicate Hezbollah, eradicate Hamas, eradicate the PFLP, because we are not trying to cause a civilian casualty that's catastrophic. It's because we are trying to minimize civilian casualties. If we wouldn't care, then we would just carpet bomb them from the sky.
Yeah, but then you would get a much harsher backlash, and that's why everyone's like, "Well, it's not a genocide." And I agree. I don't think it's a genocide. I think it's an ethnic cleansing. But when people are like, "Yeah, well, we're holding back. We could have taken over Gaza. We could have eliminated everybody in Gaza within an hour."
Not eliminated everybody in Gaza. Eliminating Hamas is impossible to do. Is impossible to do without a ground invasion, right? Because if you truly don't care about the civilians, you just drop bombs from the sky. Some people even say nuke, which is stupid. I disagree with the people that say nuke, but we could have done it. We could have done it in a week, 2 weeks, completely eradicate all the people. Not happening. We sent soldiers inside and killed nearly 1,000 soldiers in Gaza. 1,000 precious lives that went to protect Israel.
Sure, but again, we're in a game of diplomacy and politics here, and I don't think the backlash would have been worth it for Israel to do what it did. It would face such a harsh backlash. It would force the hand of the world to stand against Israel more so than the world is standing against Israel right now. But basically, the point that I was trying to make earlier is, if I walk out the street right now and a toddler throws some rocks at me, literally a 7-year-old, right? And I'm stronger than him, I'm smarter than him, I can destroy him if I chose to. Instead of doing that, I'll find ways to avoid having him do that, where basically have some sort and secure my border, right? Secure what is between me and that person.
It's
right?
happening.
And what the idea was, starve out Hamas. Isn't that what you guys want? You want to starve out Hamas. You want
starve like
Hamas
what? You're talking about physically starving them from food?
No, not physically from food, but just let them die out.
How? How do you do it?
What harm can Hamas do if your border is secure?
Well, the same harm that they did on October 7th.
Yeah, but that wasn't a secure border.
Oh, I don't think you've ever been to the Gaza border, okay? It's one of the most secured areas in the world. The reason why it happened on October 7th is because 2 units were transferred a few days before because of the holiday. We had Passover. They were transferred. So we have something during Saturday called Noal Shabbat. Noal Shabbat is like a specific policy where
I'm aware.
Where people can do pretty much whatever they want. They still have to be in like high alert, but not as much as the rest of the week. They specifically chose a holy day. They specifically chose Saturday, which is Saturday and a holy day together. Oh my God. And they chose to do it specifically that way. Hamas gave us false alerts many times. So people, officials literally slept on their nose. Fatal mistake. The border between Israel and Gaza is as secured as it could ever be. This would have never prevented Hamas from doing it. They still had rockets. If you secure the borders, they could still fire rockets. You know, like what can you do? And they also took hostages inside Gaza. How do you rescue the hostages? By diplomacy? You want to negotiate with Hamas terrorists? What do you
Well,
want?
didn't Hamas already offer the hostages back? I think within days of taking the hostages, immediately, all of them.
Which like rational government would agree to negotiate with the terrorist organization that invaded your borders, vowed to do it again and again and again from previous statements, from previous speeches? Which government, rational government, would allow anybody to do anything like would allow to take the deal? No, never. Of course.
The same government that values its hostages more than it values anything else. Isn't that the whole point? There was a massive talking point.
It's not only about the hostages. For me, it's not only about the hostages.
The hostages would be returned.
For me, it's not only about the hostages. There were two things that needed to happen. First, the hostages. Second of all, the complete disarmament of Hamas. If the hostages are back and Hamas is still there, I'm sorry. The war is not over. And by the way, I opposed the ceasefire offered by President Trump. I opposed it because we were so close to getting to the last stronghold of Hamas. And just like that, they hold us by the nose and say, nope, you can't operate now. We're going to rebuild Gaza. No, sorry.
Sure. Listen, we can talk about what has happened and what will happen. Or we can just talk about looking at things as professionals. Right now, what has happened has already happened, right? Whether you agree or whether I agree, that's irrelevant to the issue because it already has happened, right? Do you think that the way that Israel has conducted itself and the actions that Israel has committed has gotten Israel better neighbors, or has it gotten Israel more enemies within the region?
I think.
Do you think that
I think it doesn't matter what we would have done. Whether the death toll right now would be 40,000 or 30,000 or 15,000 or 5,000, I don't think it would matter. Because to me, I'm not looking at this as Israel versus Palestine. I'm looking at it from a completely different lens. I'm looking at it from an Islamic perspective lens. And for the reason that most Muslims around the world choose to look at this as like the liberation of the Ummah, getting rid of the Jewish people living in the land because they took Masjid al-Aqsa. This whole thing is religious to me, has nothing to do with land. And the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem, Haj Amin al-Husseini, made it very clear that it was about religion. So I'm looking at it like this, Doesn't matter what we would have done. We would still get backlash from the world. And it seems like the backlash is so severe. The reason is because there's so many Muslims around the world who oppose Israeli actions. But they don't talk about Yemen. They don't talk about Sudan. With Muslims, I thought you were for the Ummah. They don't talk about Iraq. They don't talk about Syria.
What do you want them to talk about Yemen? I don't get it. What do you want them to talk about Yemen
There's
and Iraq?
people starving in Yemen because of the Houthis, because of what the Houthis are doing. They're abusing the money, using the money for rockets. Millions of dollars they cost to send to Israel instead of feeding their own people. Where's the backlash against the Muslims starving their people? Why don't I see that?
Well, you see, Saudi Arabia was having a war with Yemen for how long to fight off the Houthi influence within the region?
Right, but nobody talks about this. That's what I'm talking about. It's a Muslim thing.
Yeah, but again, this is because it's an internal thing. It's between one Arab group up against another Arab group within the same country.
Isn't this also an internal thing,
though? It's a civil war.
Isn't this also an internal thing?
No, because now you mentioned religion, which I disagree with. I don't think this is a religious thing. I think there are religious sides and aspects to this entire situation, but I think it's more political than it is religious. Because religiously speaking, the Jews and the Muslims and the Christians were all living there at a point in time, perfectly fine. They were getting along peacefully. Not much was going on there.
That's not true. That's not true. Before 1948, why were the Jews attacked between 1936 and 1939? Why were the Jews attacked in 1929? Why were the Jews attacked from the 1920s to the 1930s? Why were the Jews attacked in 1834 and 1838? Why were the Jews attacked in Ottoman time, 1517? Why were they attacked? It's got nothing to do with the land. It's got to do with the fact that Jews rejected Muhammad. They said no to Muhammad. And we're first of all, we're not allowed to be friends with the Muslims because, that's what it says in the Quran. But we are din ba'atil. You know what it means, din ba'atil, right?
Yes,
we're a canceled religion. How can the canceled religion take control over their holy sites? Masjid al-Aqsa, you're telling me that the Jews are controlling that now? It's the whole thing is religious. Sure, in some points of time during, between 1948 and 1967, it was a little bit more secular and it was actually about land. But the reason why the violence against Jews started in the region has nothing to do with the land. It's got to do with the Jews. Muslims never liked the Jews. Never.
So, I'm sorry. Remind me of your name again.
Sahar. What is your name?
Sahar. My name is Zaid.
Zaid. Nice to meet you, brother.
Yeah, a pleasure. So, Sahar, in order for us to be able to criticize what is happening in Yemen, then we have to go into internal Yemeni affairs, right?
Right.
The world is not criticizing what's happening in Yemen or what's happening in Iraq or what's happening in Syria, you name it, because those are civil wars and civil wars do happen. Granted, there's a lot of outside influence like Russia within Syria, for example, right? But within the situation that is happening right now between Israel and Palestine, and as an Arab, I lived in Jordan, right? And Jordan has a vast majority of people in Jordan are Palestinians. They
Right.
have Palestinian origins, right? I swear, and may God strike me down right now if I'm lying. I have never once spoken to a person who said we need to get the Jews out. Not once. And that is vast majority Palestinians. I swear on my mother's life, not once. But they do talk about the Israelis. So that's why I tell you, I don't want to affiliate Jews with Israelis.
Question.
To me, that is a dangerous game that the world is playing right now.
Question. If the people of the Muslims of the world want to eradicate the land of Israel, right? The state of Israel, not the Jews, not anybody else. And I talk to these people and I ask them, okay, so what's going to happen to the Jews? So they say they should go back to where they came from. You know, they came from Europe, go back to Europe. They came from, okay, what's happening to the Arab Israelis? If it's actually about Israel, what's going to happen to the Arab Israelis? They say, oh yeah, they can stay. They're Palestinians. They're 1948 Palestinians. They can stay. Really? So it is about the Jews. You don't care that the Jews leave, but you care that the Arabs can stay? That's fine, right? That's fine with them. That is what I'm talking about. People don't care about the Israeli Arabs. They care about the Israeli Jews.
They don't care about the Israeli Arabs, but they care about the Israeli. Are you using the term Israeli here instead of the term Jewish here? Because you just said
I'm using the term Israeli Arab to describe the 20% of the population that's living here. And when people, and I'm daring you, please, when you talk to people next who are Muslims who oppose the state of Israel, ask them, okay, what's going to happen to the Arabs of the region? The Arabs who live in Yaffo, the Arabs who live in Haifa, the Arabs who live in Jerusalem. What's going to happen to them?
Jewish Arabs or Arabs?
There's
Like
no
just
such thing
Arabs?
as Jewish Arabs, just Israeli Jews or Israeli Arabs.
Okay,
Israeli
okay,
Arabs are
okay.
like the Arabs who live in Yaffo, the Arabs who live in Akko, the Arabs who live in Nazareth. What about them? Are they going to stay? Are they going to leave? Are they going to go back to where they came from?
Okay, so because you said something and I think you misspoke, I just want to make sure that you're on record for saying that correctly. So what you said is that the Arabs that you talk to are telling you that the Jews must go, all the Jews must go.
Yes.
But the Arabs who live in the region have the right to remain. That's what you're meant to say. Okay,
Yes.
because you said even the Arab Jews who live there in the region.
So yeah, I misspoke if I said that.
Yeah. No, you're good. Yeah, listen, I can only speak for myself and I can only speak on
And you're
my
very
experience
nice,
and-
I have to say. You're very nice. I like the way you speak. You're not aggressive. You're not hostile. So thank you for this conversation. I think you're nice.
Brother, listen, the world is not going to, these problems have to be addressed and these conversations need to be had in order for us to find a middle ground that we can all agree on, right? This is a destructive situation that we're facing right now, and no one is happy with the situation. I feel so bad. I got a Palestinian flag over there. Like, I'm very passionate about this whole Palestine thing, right? I make videos about the Palestinian situation as well,
Like
right?
this? Like you mingle debates?
I don't, honestly, I'm doing home office right now and I'm bored and I just get on here, for like 5-10 minutes to like socialize before I have to get back to work and, rip my own hair off my head. But yeah, I don't really do debates, but I didn't even consider this a debate. I thought this was
No, it's a conversation. It's a conversation. A
This
debate
was-
usually has
this
one
was a
point and we talk
conversation-
about the point.
I'm sorry?
No, a debate usually has a point and we talk about that specific point.
Sure.
I just want to say one last thing before I close this conversation, because I have Shabbat coming in. I just want to say this, and it may sound controversial to some people, but really, I don't care if even the entire world hates me, as long as my mother stays safe, my friends stay safe, my people stay safe. If you fire rockets towards me, and I have to run to the shelter, and I have to keep my family safe, and my family safe, and my brothers, and my people, the people of the land, including the Arabs of the land, if I have to fight you and you're going to hate me, so be it. I don't care. I don't care, because I know that you would do exactly the same thing for your family.
100%.
Exactly the same thing.
100%. That's basic human instinct. That's a basic human reaction that you would have. You got to protect the ones that you love. You have a masculine duty as a man to protect your children, to protect your wife, to protect your elderly. You have that duty as a person. And I think that goes without say. But keep in mind, the Palestinians do not have a shelter. And I know you're going to say that's because we had the money to do the shelter, but they decided to dig tunnels. But, you know, they still do not have the shelter, which means Israel has a responsibility to keep that in mind when they're fighting this war.
Israel has a responsibility only to the people that they are protecting, which are the Israelis, including the Arabs, the Israeli Arabs, the Israeli Jews, all of the people living in Israel. These are the people they have a responsibility to. The people who have responsibility to the people living in Gaza are Hamas, who were elected in 2006, and the PA, who was elected, you know, back in the day, back in the Oslo Accords. So I'm just saying, we don't have the responsibility for them. We will still try to do whatever we can because of international law and because of, you know, our will to minimize civilian casualties, but the will to minimize your own civilian casualty by protecting them is under Hamas, not under Israel.
We're not going to agree on
That's
much,
fine.
but where do I find you? What's your socials? How do I?
There's it's called SaharTV.
SaharTV.
Exactly.
Cool. Sahar, this was an interesting conversation, my friend.
I enjoyed it.
Jump back to work, and I wish you luck. And yeah, God bless, brother.
God bless you. Thank you, brother.
Take it easy.
Yo, Sahar.
Blaze, I have to go though because Shabbat is coming in soon, and I have to get prepared. But I just wanted to say, guys, this is Blaze. If you don't know, join the Discord. He's one of the moderators there. Anything you want to say before I go?
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. You're in Israel, right?
I am in Israel, yeah.
What time is it for you?
Oh, it's 1:40 a.m.
1:40 a.m.
I'm
Guys,
sick,
Blaze,
so I'm here just for you.
you're here just for me to look for me?
Just to say hello. I mean, it's so hard to catch you, you know? You're having long conversations. Man, I love it. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. And I have a question for you also that I'm going to ask you in the Discord. I got a green screen.
Sure.
I got a green screen and I want to attach it to my... Do you know how I can... I'll just ask you on Discord. Never mind.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you can message me. I'll help you.
Thank you so much. Bye, Blaze, actually.
Bye-bye.
Guys, first of all, let me just read the super chats because I missed a few, and then I'll say my closing remarks. Yeah. Okay, first of all, just so you know, this is from the same guy as last time, Andreas Lardis. I'm the Greek Cypriot you have met a few weeks ago. All right, I know who you are. Nice to see you again. Thank you for the super chat. We have another one from Ranger Hood. 2011. Thank you so much for the super chat. We have another one from Roy Lay. Thank you for the super chat. Write something so I can read it on stream. We have another one from Dennis, the third super chat. American Christians were actually genocided by the Ottomans and the Jews were massacred in Medina, in Hebron, multiple times. Right. We're talking about the Jews of Khaybar, 100%, and the Qurayza, al-Qurayza. Thank you for the super chat. We have Pingo, 1047. Love Sahar from Australia, Israel forever. Hopefully, I get to go to Australia soon and meet the community there and the people that support me and my mission. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it a lot. And we have from Double Aaron, another OG of the stream. Sahar, I hate that there is another ceasefire with the Islamic Republic. I agree. I hate it as well. It shouldn't be happening. We should be going all out. We should be trying to eradicate this disgusting regime. And there should be a ground operation. Not necessarily from Israel, not necessarily from the United States. Maybe from the opposition forces of the Kurds, maybe the Cyrus opposition force. Something needs to happen. Don't lose hope. The regime is executing us in massive numbers. I'm losing hope, brother. Don't lose hope. Hopefully it's not over. Hopefully something bigger is being planned. I don't think it's over. By this point, and hopefully better things are going to happen to your people. I'm sorry that this is happening. It's unfortunate. But for the people saying that Israel controls America, look who's stopping the war. The United States, they're doing it because of internal things. Never mind. It's not the point. Don't lose hope. Thank you for this, for the super chat. I appreciate seeing you here, and hopefully I can see you again in the next stream. Guys, I just want to say, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure having you guys. You guys are so nice. You guys are so nice. The people in the chat, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. I hope to do this more. I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes going on stream stresses me out. You don't know what it's like streaming in front of a lot of people, seeing your every move. But I gotta get back into it more. And What a blessing to have all of you guys here. So let me just finish with...
Official SaharTV, bringing fire to the beat. Official SaharTV.
Hey, Shabbat Shalom, ladies and gentlemen. Shabbat Shalom.
Protect the Jews like the lies, can't you see? Debunk the hate, bring the peace, we're the key.
Hey, hey.
Streets, we be spreading the truth.
Educate the minds, empower the youth.
No, it ain't our watch, we're rewriting the rules. Keep the love alive while we rockin' the groove.
People are asking what times am I going to stream? I don't know, but I need to do something specific, a specific day where I'm going to be streaming so more people can join, so you can see it. We got another super chat from Matt Cat. Love your videos and God bless Israel. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Guys, I just want to say one last thing. My videos have been repressed recently. I barely get any views on my YouTube channel. That's my only source of income, and your donations, of course. Please, every video that I upload, you don't even have to watch it. Just click, let it run in the background, like it and comment something random for the algorithm. I work so hard on these videos and they just not perform well. So please help me with this YouTube channel. Help me get it to more people. I really appreciate every single one of you for being here. You guys are so nice. Shabbat Shalom, and I'll see you in the next stream. Bye, guys.